Vigilante Williamson here on the 10th episode of Culture Crime Fighters with Matt. How you doing, man?
I am very well, sir. I am very well. I just want to let everyone out there know that this is Culture Crime Fighters. We are a culture crimes task force so powerful, so far-reaching, not even the most dastardly of villains can escape. Our goal is to identify and defeat all culture criminals, wherever they lurk, and destroy them. For too long have these cretins carried out their nefarious deeds, and we will sit for it no longer. Beware. You may commit your culture crimes, but if you do, justice will be served at the hands of the Culture Crime Fighters.
Yeah. Damn straight. Damn
Skippy.
Yeah.
Darn Skippy.
How you doing, man? How's everything going?
Okay. I've got my schedule is so flip-flopped because of like working at night. Now I'm just like, I can't go to sleep early, so I'm up all night and then I sleep all morning, and it's kind of fucks me all up, you know. I gotta try to balance that out, you know. But other than that, I'm doing great.
Yeah, having your sleep schedule reset is always kind of trash.
I don't like it. It's not. It doesn't work for me. I got used to waking up at like 8:30, just, you know, like a normal functioning human, and now and then waking up at like noon, 1 o'clock. I'm all fucked up. Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing, man. I'm just hanging in there.
Fucking A. We got some juicy articles to talk about today.
Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff. Mm-hmm. Actual heroism.
Yeah.
From some unexpected source.
Legitimate.
Somebody who's been talked about being Superman, who seems to kind of be skirting it a little. Doesn't seem too enthusiastic. Seems like he seems like I don't know. I will get into it.
I didn't read it. I just saw it abounding in the comics. I'm like, that sounds interesting. Let's talk about it.
It's interesting because when you read through it, and we can actually, start with that, honestly, because I thought it was kind of an interesting thing. Let's share the old screen. While doing that, let's say hello to everybody in the chat. Hail Darius Munchausen. Hail. Shout out to Detroit. Hail Islington Girl. Shout out to North Michigan. Hail Cincinnati Dildo. Shout out to Croatia. What up, my didders? And Grenakuma. Shout out to Sweden or Finland. I don't want to get jumped.
Finland. I said Norway yesterday, and he got
Norway. Yeah, I know it's somewhere in Europe.
Yes, Finland.
They don't teach us.
We're so stupid. We're like, I don't know. It's cold, right? And they fish.
Basically, we don't learn. They don't teach us geography here, man. They don't teach us geography. And Brightest Day, who did a video just bigging me up. So thank you, Brightest Day.
Oh, cool. Right on, Brightest Day. Cool. I like him. I haven't checked out his content in a little while. I think he's pretty good. I like those model building stuff. It's almost kind of therapy. Like, it's almost like a ASMR kind of thing to just watch somebody put something together. It's just kind of peaceful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should get in the ASMR game, Brightest Day. Get all those fucking weird girls following you.
There you go. Brightest Day's doing pretty good. He already has 80 subs.
Put the wing on the F-16. Nice and smooth. Just click in the parts, just like that.
Feel a little uncomfortable.
It's so fucking weird. I don't know why why do people need that? It's so weird. But like ASMR people, it's like heroin.
I guess all right. I watch like chiropractic kind of ASMR sometimes to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's relaxing. But I gotta stay away from the creepy stuff. I don't fuck with the creepy hey, or where it's just okay, there's this girl's ass hanging out. It's I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah, I guess it's like a genre of porn now, which is
it kind of is.
Okay.
It
I don't know, man.
is.
The internet caters to all kinds.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
Hell, Jaffo says, I bet you'll click those parts. Someone else snuck in. Oh, I don't know if he's trolling us, but he said Grin is Swedish, bro. So
oh, okay. Sweden. All right. Finland, Sweden.
Yeah, Sweden, Finland,
whatever.
Norway, Europe. It's in Europe.
I mean, yeah. All just cold blonde people to me.
Yeah. One person who's not blonde and will not be blonde, at least not to my knowledge, Michael B. Jordan. He's been there's been a lot of talk about him playing Superman potentially, and his answers are interesting. They're kind of halfway crookish. Oh, this is the girl. Grin was Irish.
Irish.
So how about that?
Yeah.
So
Hey, what's up, New Bomb Turk? My thought on Michael B. Jordan is I don't really have anything against him, but he always shows up in woke places. So do we have like a history of him like being a woke turd, or is he just kind of used as one?
I think Killmonger as a character has become like a woke icon.
There you go. That's why.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
And I think that's kind of it, because he's like the, if you're the BLM type, Killmonger is like your icon. At least, you know what I mean? So I think that's it. But I don't necessarily know that anything he said or done. I'm sorry, Grant. You have to set the record straight. We have you from everywhere in Europe. So us dumb Americans don't know. But yeah, I don't necessarily know that he's ever really just said, like, he doesn't have this movie isn't for a 40-year-old white man, at least to my knowledge. He doesn't have anything like that.
I don't, and nothing. I don't even know if he weighs in politically very much, as far as I know. I would have to assume, playing a role like Killmonger, he's probably down with the ideology behind that. But that's not a fair conclusion to draw, really, because he's an actor just hired to play a role. He didn't write it, so who knows what his point of view is. So I guess, I just see him, like, every time I see him, I'm like, I kind of brace a little bit, like, oh no, what's this gonna be about?
But I mean, this isn't that bad. Hell, Jake D.
Hey, Jake D, what up?
Appreciate everybody in the chat. Appreciate everybody. Feel free to like and share if you haven't, and don't forget to share. Sharing helps. It does help.
Yes, we have to get in the habit of asking people to do that, because I notice my fucking channel is just stagnant as hell, and it's driving me nuts. It's mostly it's all my fault, but I still need you guys to help sometimes.
And hopefully my bot is working. Well, ain't Europe right in one country? Okay, we get it. Americans don't understand Europe. All right. Let's get into the article. Actor Michael B. Jordan, who stars in the upcoming adaptation of Tom Clancy's Red Out Without Remorse, recently addressed the possibility of playing a black Superman. Jordan is no stranger to the question. Back in February 2019, he addressed a rumor that surfaced from Deadline that he might be playing Superman in the upcoming film. Jordan appeared on Oprah, where he stated, "Yeah, that was a rumor. I've heard that. I heard that. I heard a few rumors buzzing around. I just like to be in those conversations. It's flattering. It's humbling." So this is 2019 when he said that. And then when he was asked, did he want to play Superman, he said, "It's tough because I hate being a businessman, also understanding both sides of the situation. I think there's a huge upside of it, but being under the microscope and picked apart compared to so many different versions of Superman, this is the interesting part. I'd rather do something original." Which is not shocking, because a lot of people don't realize Idris Elba was talked about for being James Bond. He denied it because he didn't want to be the black James Bond.
I wish they would have gone in that direction. I mean, look, the creator of the character doesn't want Bond to be black. Okay. I don't know why he couldn't be. Look, it would probably come with woke politics and stuff like that. Blah, blah, blah. But just the idea of Bond being black, I have no problem with, as long as the integrity of the character is maintained. Yeah. And honestly, the thing with Idris Elba, I felt like there was a point midway through Daniel Craig where I was like, all right, we can switch it to Idris if we wanted to. He's a perfect choice too. I mean, I think he's very dashing. He's very physical. He seems sophisticated. There's a Bond-like quality to him. I think it's just that it would. Oh, sorry, go on.
I was just about to say he honestly seems more suave than Craig.
Kinda, yeah. And like it's just the thing is, what would happen is, we know it would also be like the women, like, they need to be like on the stage too. I'm like, Bond, he can't sleep with anyone. It's like, he's non-binary, and just like,
yeah. Oh,
Gulad for Life says Michael B. Jordan would make a great Gandalf.
Thank you, Gulad. Oh man. And Jens comes in with he can't be black because he's half Russian. Yeah. And Idris is too smart to get roped in all that nonsense. And hell, Finra, just you're in there. And just another red shirt. Who's not just another red shirt, he's the red shirt.
Hey, what's up, red shirt?
Chat's starting to fill up, which is pretty awesome.
I honestly still feel like Idris should be a bigger star than he is. I just don't because after his performance, he's so good as Stringer Bell on The Wire.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like I've never really seen anything else he's done that I was that interested in. Like, honestly, he never did anything that cool or fun. He's just sort of,
I think he did one of the Fast and the Furiouses. I think he did one of those. I know he did Luther for like a long time.
He was in this movie called Rock and Rolla. It's a Guy Ritchie movie from like
I have heard that
2008. It's okay. It's fine. It's like it's kind of forgettable, but he's in it and he's pretty cool. But yeah, no, there's nothing I really ever like that, like something you can point to.
He doesn't eat enough Caribbean food. It's been established by the BBC.
That's a good point. I forgot about
He's
that.
He's not black enough.
Nice.
No problem. Yeah.
Oh,
that's how it goes.
Did anything ever happen from that? Did that woman ever like face any repercussions?
I don't think she did. I mean, let us know if we're wrong.
This was consequence culture. I thought this was just consequence culture. That's what this is. I thought that's what we were doing.
No, you only have consequences if you say the wrong things. You have to be wrong thing. By the way, shout out to this. Usually ads suck, but shout out to this ad right here. I'm just gonna excel so everyone can see the glory of the panties.
Rocking.
But yeah, I guess she had the right policy. It's okay. It's okay to disparage black men as long as you're doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah, this happened 2 weeks ago. Her name is Miranda Wayland.
Yeah.
Now I'm sure there'll be an article about her getting fired, right? I would have to think. As I'm searching. Oh, nope, nothing.
Yeah, I'm not shocked. Gulag for Life is Canadian, apparently, so we know where he's from.
What's that? I missed
Gulag
that.
for Life. Somebody asked,
the
girls, he's Canadian, so I guess you guys are feeling the repressive authoritarian government up there. So
on her LinkedIn, she is still head of creative diversity.
Good job.
Nothing
like somebody who's a head of diversity who tells people, how diverse they actually are relative to
it says flat out racist things with no consequence.
Awesome.
Good to know.
So I do want to continue on because he does, like I said, there's some halfway crookedness because he does explain that he would be willing to play Calvin Ellis, who's an alternate universe Superman from Earth 23, apparently. He says he's a comic book guy, which I don't really believe. And there's another version of Superman and another dimension.
Fucking person in Hollywood's a comic book guy, a comic book person. I hear that all the time, and I've seen no evidence of that.
Yeah, he means he's read a comic book before in his life.
When he was a kid, he watched Teen Titans.
Yes, as a comic book guy.
Yeah.
Speaking of Wire, he was great in the Wire. He's poop.
He is great in the Wire. He gets killed
early.
Okay.
Yeah. You feel for him, man. He's a good character.
Yeah, he's a good actor. I think Michael B. Jordan's a good actor. I'm a fan.
Yes, he is. What else he says? Oh, he just talks about another dimension. Then he says, I think the comic book peers can accept that more than the Clark Kent from Kansas. That's a different thing. So he does not want to play Clark Kent. That's one interesting thing. He doesn't. It seems like he doesn't really want to be woke man.
Black Superman feels different to me than Black Bond. Black Superman feels like tokenization, like they're just, we're just going to turn the character black now. It's just like, I don't know. There's something that feels off about that one. I don't know. I can't really put my finger on why.
I can't. Well, Bond has already been so many different people. He had a Scottish accent at one point. You know what I mean? You're used to him being different people. So as long as he's British, you don't really care. As long as it's a British dude, it's fine. To where like Superman is a specific looking person. You know what I mean? He has a specific
looking.
That's
a good point. That's a good point.
There's only one way Superman looks. You know what I mean? No matter how he's been drawn, no matter how he's been done, he's a even though Dean Cain's played him, so he's not always been played by white guys. You know what I'm saying?
But he has like Hawaiian.
I think he's Hawaiian. Yeah. So, but it's still the look. It's a specific look.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, he looks like Superman. So yeah. That's it. Okay, that's why. Yeah, that makes sense.
At least that's my thought. I mean, in the chat, if you guys think anything different, Jake D says he doesn't think race has anything to do with Bond.
I don't either. It's just Ian Fleming says it does, which I don't. Yeah. I don't. He was pretty hard and fast about it. I was like, Jesus, all right, take it easy. But I mean, he wrote the character, so if that's how he wants to keep it, like I guess that's his right. To me, it's a stupid thing. It's such an easy slam dunk that doesn't hurt the character, the integrity. He could still be a ladies' man and badass and all that stuff, and just be black. I don't have any problem with it. I don't see the issue, but whatever.
Yeah, And shout out to Android Scanner, who's friends with digital people, including the Stream Elements bot. That's dope. Say hi to Stream Elements bot.
We have a lot of like robots in our chats in our community. Got Sentient Dildo, Android Scanner, the Stream Elements bot.
Yeah,
we're AI inclusive.
AI inclusive, bear inclusive, half demon inclusive. Even you don't know what European countries he's from, still including. Jaffo corrects us. I guess Dean K may be Japanese.
Oh,
I knew he's Asian, but either Japanese or Hawaiian. Whatever the case, he's not a white, but he still has the look. There's a specific dark-haired, white to fair-skinned guy, muscular build, has a strong chin, heroic look. That's how he has to look. You know what I mean? You couldn't have black. You couldn't have like Robert Pattinson play Superman. He shouldn't be playing Batman. But you know what I mean? He doesn't have that look.
I guess you get away. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point. Why are we okay with Robert Pattinson playing Batman?
I think a lot of people aren't.
Yeah,
I mean,
he doesn't look like the guy.
Some people are just because Batman's like moody and depressed, and he looks moody and depressed, and that's all. But yeah, like really, we shouldn't be because he doesn't look like Batman at all.
I guess it's almost just like it's like the Heath Ledger effect. It's people are like, who is playing the role? Like that doesn't. So now we're kind of like, well, maybe it'll work because it's so offbeat.
Yeah. Pattinson is seriously awful. Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's as egregious to me as anything because the whole point is you're taking a character and making him. You're casting somebody who does not fit that character. Yeah, Jaffo says he's not okay with the sparkly vampire playing Batman. Oh, because we're now using stream elements because they actually alert us to when somebody hits.
Oh, that's great. That's a new thing.
Well, so when I use Streamlabs, it never tells me this. It just goes on about life, and I never know. But now with Stream Elements, it tells me that somebody tips. So let me see.
That's great because
action.
Yeah, because I always felt terrible about that. So I would get a PayPal alert. So I would just keep my phone nearby. But now that it just actually lets you know, that's great.
So let's see what it actually says as I boomer my way to my dashboard. All right. It says, cheers from the gulag. Hell, innocent girl. Unfortunately, Ontario has become the gulag. I think you're probably about to see my wallpaper. That's what I'm trying to say for a second. I don't think you did. But hell, I appreciate the $3. And good luck in the gulag. Good luck.
Good luck. Jesus Christ. Don't be out after dark. They'll fucking club you.
Yeah. And gulag. Speaking of gulag for life is hoping Patterson is actually Robin. I don't think you'll get your hope.
It's a big reveal.
Yeah.
Now I could see him as Robin.
Exactly. He fits that archetype.
Yeah.
There's something the visual archetype is important.
Yeah, it is.
You have to fit it. Because I mean, Idris Elba fits James Bond's archetype more than Robert Pattinson fits Batman's archetype. Even though he's not the same race. He just fits that archetype.
100%.
Suave. You feel like he can take care of himself. You feel like he just feels like a London man of the world type guy. And then Robert Pattinson is supposed to be Bruce Wayne. He just feels like this skinny dweeb in a Batman suit. Like
yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Skinny dweeb. Yeah, you don't want to get the feeling you could definitely kick the shit out of Batman.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, Bond is more of a personality than a look. Yeah, there's some truth to that. Some truth to that. So you guys like the skinny dweeb. All right, let's get more into as we're talking about this. Let's get more into this article because again, I think Jordan has a few more interesting things to say. Still back in 2019, a little later, December, he says, "I'll do anything. Come on, we love you, Bounty. We love you. Okay, dive in. Okay, I'm fucking up. My bad. Anything I do, anything I do, dive in to. Okay, has
anything
to be done.
Dive into.
Yeah. There you go. Anything I do dive into has to be done the right way. It has to be full of authenticity. I'm a fan of comic books. Maybe he is. Maybe I'm just giving him a hard time.
It's like you're probably not though.
I understand fans being upset at oh no, why are you doing this and why are they changing that? I will feel the same way about certain things. He continued. Some just know if I were able to dibble and dabble in anything, it would be authentic and something I feel that people would really support.
I gotta tell you, that is well put.
Yeah.
You know, like I admire his ability to kind of give an answer without answering in a way that would be alienating for really anyone. Like even people who are like BLM people who are, need that to happen. Like it's a very elegant answer. It's very sophisticated.
Yeah, very thought out. Very thought out. And again, I mean, I brought up Idris, who Jens is probably right that Elba is too white for some people because he literally is for the head of the BBC's diversity. He literally is.
Yeah.
Oh man, I have to pronounce your name correctly, Gomer Kyle, because I do not want to get deleted for the typo. But I appreciate that you just tipped $30
Oh my God, smokes. Yeah, Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle.
You gotta change that, brother.
It's a typo. His last name's Kyle. YouTube. He's a typo. The fucking K is right next to the L. It happens. Please don't eat us.
Told you they were all white supremacists.
Oh no,
told you.
No. Oh my God, I'm not a member of the Nation of Islam. Hell, my friend, I just found out my sister's having a girl and naming her Juniper Rose. And oh wow, congratulations, Gomer Kyle's sister. And
congrats, man.
David Arquette is living in my former hometown. He's at Walmart taking pics and being a nice guy. I guess he had to get away from his crazy family. Shout out to David Arquette for still, existing.
What's the former hometown though? Where did David Arquette move to?
Yeah. If you don't mind us knowing, I think he's somewhere in Tennessee.
I'm sure it's public. Oh, okay.
I think he's in Tennessee, Gomer Kyle. Newbound Turk says Calvin Ellis is a crap character. I've never read any of Calvin Ellis's book, and no, I'm not a based Hotep. Essentially, dildo. I barely know what a Hotep is. I'm gonna be honest.
Based.
I
love saying based. It's so funny.
All right, so this is what Jordan had to say recently. What was he interviewing? He was interviewing with Cinepop, and this is the most recent interview that they just gave background. And he said, when he was asked about Superman or the possibility, he says, I don't know. I think there is. I don't really know what's going on with that in particular. And he continued, I think everybody wants and desires to see black leads and heroic roles. I think that's really important. Representation is really important.
Really, he said really twice.
Oh, yeah. Really, really important. Okay. Representation is important. There are so many opportunities with different IP, different properties, different characters that never got the light of day.
Now that I agree with all that.
Yeah. There's certain ones that should just be where they are. So let's see how things shake out.
Well, that's pretty well put.
He does not seem like he wants to be Superman, or at least this version of like, hey, you want to be BLM Superman? And I don't think he wants that at all.
No, I don't think he wants the Ta-Nehisi Coates Superman to be him at all.
No, he doesn't. Which is interesting because I don't know what I feel like they wanted him, and they just.
Dude, it would be funny if Michael B. Jordan was like super based and like just was like a huge fan of Gary and hates all this bullshit. It's just like, you fuck with Superman, don't you dare.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me. He keeps saying what do you say? Certain ones should just be where they are. Everything is like certain things need to be left how they are. He talks about wanting to do something original, different IPs, different characters never got the light of day. Hell, to be honest. And honestly, think about this. He was way more successful as Killmonger than he was as Johnny Storm. He kind of already tried this, and it didn't work. It was a disaster.
Yeah, Johnny Storm. Oof, apparently that movie is just a complete disaster. And the director is like a sociopath. I don't know if you watched Critical Drinker's video about it, but I was like, holy hell.
I remember when it happened. No, because he directed, what was that movie? He directed a really good movie that had Michael B. Jordan that was about, like, they had superpowers. God, somebody in the chat knows what I'm talking about because the fucking one dude, Max Landis, wrote it, and it's the only fucking movie he wrote that I know of. I can't think of. Oh God, somebody in the chat tell me the movie I'm thinking of that the guy directed before he directed Fantastic Four. I think the guy's named Josh Trank, and I remember around that time Fantastic Four was like a whole Chronicle. That's the damn movie. Thank you, Darius Munchausen.
I don't know what that is.
But yeah, Chronicle, Gomer Kyle, and actually, Chronicle. And real quick, Darius Munchausen tipped $2. You guys are loving the new super chat thing. And he's Goldman Kyle's from Fairview, Tennessee. So that's where David Arquette is.
Oh, okay. That's weird.
Yeah. Shout out to Fairview, Tennessee.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. It was kind of like Project X meets the Avengers.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what he did before. That's what the director did before Fantastic Four. And then I guess there like a lot of disaster stuff happened. He said he had a version of the movie. And at that time, when that Fantastic Four movie bombed, he just lost his mind. Completely like went off the deep end. You start hearing all this crazy shit about him. It was a complete mess.
Yeah, it sounded terrible. I don't think I knew about that at the time. I don't think I was like fandom menacey, but
yeah,
I watched Drinker's video and I was like, wow, that guy's nuts.
Yeah, he's off one. He's off one. I don't know what was going on, but someone who's not off one, Darius Munchausen, my Detroit brother, saying rock on VW, and then has a superhero emoji that didn't go through the stream elements, but I still understand it and appreciate it. So thank you guys, man. I appreciate it. I'm monetized without being monetized because you guys will it to be, and I really appreciate every single super chat. And you guys have already, outdone what we do. And yeah, Cinch Ditto, this is what it sounds like. And I'm this type of guy. Why can't we make our own stories type of black dude? Yeah, I definitely think
fucking A.
He does not want to be, and you know what? I can understand it, man. Nobody wants to fucking hand-me-down character. Nobody wants to just who the fuck wants that? Who the fuck?
Why don't there's gotta be like African mythology. Like, why not adapt something like that?
Man, I've heard other people say that, like when because you think about like something like 300 that was huge. I mean, I know it was based off a comic book, but it's based off Greek and Roman. Is it Greek? I'm sorry, we're dumb Americans. Geography and history is also.
I know that's Greek.
That's Greek. It's all Greek to me. Yeah.
Greek.
But yeah, it's based off a Greek mythological story. So why not take some of those African mythological stories? You talked about the Hoteps. Oh shit, it's right. Hell, Jake D. Tipping $20. Oh boy, you guys got me reading super chats. I didn't expect to read so many. And 70s Rock fan also tipped $2. He said one more cent than Darius. And then Jake D says a little cheddar for the greatest vigilante on YouTube. I don't know how many other ones, but I think I'm doing pretty good. So thank you guys, man. You guys are fucking awesome, man. I appreciate it a ton. But yeah, as far as what was I talking about? I know I was talking about how Michael B. Jordan won his own characters.
It was African mythology. Yeah.
There's a lot there. Somebody said Hotep. I know they know a lot more about that stuff. Voodoo is a part of the mythology. There's a lot of stuff you could do. So yeah.
I mean, it's already written for you too, right? The story already exists. It's like what was that? What's that? It's like Beowulf. It's like an old myth, and it's already the beginning, middle, and end is already done for you. So you don't need to conceptualize what happens. Just adapt it. And I am sure there are African myths, Ethiopia, whatever. I'm sure that these because their culture has myth, has stories. So there has to be these stories. So Absolutely. We're obsessed with this. All right, well then go do it. Stop just trying to knock out the white people in stories that, it's just like it's counterproductive. And it's also like, it's not interesting. Like, I would definitely be interested in like African mythology, like adaptations. I think that would be fascinating.
Yeah. Some people mention Egypt because that's technically in Africa, but I mean, that's Egypt. The only thing. That's pretty much the only African mythology that will ever really get used. You know what I mean? It's weird that they don't use I know some of the stuff was in Black Panther, like Bast and something I think is an actual but an African god or whatever. And so there is some elements of that stuff that is in the greater like canon of stuff, or it has been referenced and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure why I know why they don't. They don't really. It's not about what they really want. They really want to shame white men. They don't really want to lift up anyone.
Jake makes a good point.
Dude, you can even forego the whole learning about other cultures thing because Hollywood is lazy, and develop something like Hancock, which was pretty solid. Yeah, we never got a Hancock sequel.
That's a great point, Jake. Like, you don't even need to actually become studious and, honorable. You can just come up with like an idea, like any other Hollywood idea, and just make the dude black. But yeah, that's the thing. That's not the point, because it doesn't serve propaganda. It doesn't serve, smashing the patriarchy.
White male patriarchy, the toxic white men.
So pathetic. Yeah. So I think that's why we know why. But
yeah. Lazy and creatively bankrupt. That's exactly
and mean and like authentic. A lot of just mean spirit, a lot of just kind of cruelty and malice. That's just like, fuck this thing, we're gonna take it from you, like that kind of vibe.
Yeah, and then Grinakuma brings up a point that I've been wondering myself. I wish Anthony Mackie said no to the Falcon BS. That was a damn demotion if I had ever seen one. I didn't see any of this show, but to me, wouldn't it have made more sense, because the whole show was about Falcon being the next Captain America? Wouldn't it have made more sense that at the very end he said, you know what? I want to be Falcon. It's not me to be Captain America. I want to be my own man. But one thing America is about is redemption. So because of that, I want Bucky to redeem himself. You be Captain America. I'll be Falcon. And we can do that. Wouldn't that have made like I'm sorry, that includes a character arc. And we know Hollywood don't do that. But wouldn't that have made more sense? At least they said that, no self-respecting black man wears the Stars and Stripes, which is bullshit. But it's still, it seems like the real end of that arc should have been, at least, let me know in the chat if you guys actually saw it. I didn't see it.
Did he say no self-respecting black man wears the Stars and Stripes?
Isaiah Bradley said that. He's the guy. That? He's the character who was in the super soldier Tuskegee experiment in the 30s or 40s before Captain America, that does have a comic canonical thing.
What a piece of shit thing to say that is.
Yeah.
What, the fucking men who fought overseas for this country proudly shouldn't wear their Stars and Stripes, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Who the fuck do you think you are? That pisses me off. Jesus Christ.
Because that's what this is about. It's about fuck America, fuck everything. And it acts as if there has never been throughout history any black people who care about the country.
And have contributed to it and have sacrificed for it. Like, what the fuck?
Or help build it.
Yeah.
I mean, help design. I mean, isn't parts of Washington, D.C. Designed by Booker T. Washington and stuff like that?
I don't know about that, but that's it's a disgusting thing. I'm just thinking, just purely from like a black soldier point of view, like men who proudly and are still proud of their service, fought overseas and, served. And they're just like, no self-respecting black man would wear the Stars and Stripes. It's like, well, what about all these they don't have self-respect because that doesn't fit in your worldview, you cocksucker.
Yeah. Wow, and not only that, fucking isn't Falcon a veteran? He's a veteran. So he already did.
Wow.
He already did.
Disgusting. That's a disgusting thing to say.
Yeah. Oh, yes, another good point. Iron Patriot was already a part of the series. I don't know if I guess he was in the show. That's James Rhodes, as he had the, if you remember Iron Man 3, he had that Iron Patriot, like very Stars and Stripes type Iron Man armor, where like the United States wanted to make their own their own Iron Man and Iron Man 3. So he does exist in this canon. But it's after 2016, so all black people are supposed to hate America because blue-haired bitches on Twitter said so. So
the showrunners and executive producers of Falcon and Winter Soldier are Kevin Feige, Malcolm Spellman, Louis D'Esposito, Victoria Alonso, Nate Moore, and Kate Skoglund. Fuck all 5 of you. 6.
Yeah. So Cheetah was in the first episode, but I guess they forgot. Yeah, that's that. I'm glad I missed that whole thing.
Oh yeah. Well, and also like just from a canon, from a storytelling point of view, Falcon should still be Falcon because he was an effective part of, like the whole Avengers, like what they, the whole Infinity War. Like he was a part of it. It mattered that he was there, right?
Yeah.
Like go crazy. So it's like, why does he doesn't need to change who he is. He's an effective hero now. It's like, we're not just going to like promote Hawkeye as Captain America. He's Hawkeye. Don't change him. And there's just like Bucky. That makes sense because Bucky was a villain, And so for Bucky to like take over the mantle now that Cap doesn't want to do it, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and that would be an arc. You would have one person becoming his own man, and another person taking the mantle of his own friend, trying to redeem himself. And you would have, hey, this is something interesting to talk about. But they spent the whole time, and this is I'm getting secondhand knowledge. I'm doing what I hate to do and I don't want to do. So correct me when I'm wrong, chat. I'm talking about a show I never watched. I never will.
Yeah, I've seen clips. And I feel like I've heard enough reliable people talk about it.
Yeah. Because it seems like the main villains, the Flag Smashers, were used as sympathetic villains and stuff like that, and it's just a mess, and it's just sad to see. Because I think you really could have done something with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. There really could have been people said buddy cop. A Lethal Weapon meets the Winter Soldier movie as a series would have been interesting.
That would have been so cool.
Yeah.
Why not something like that? I mean, we know why, but it's such a shame. It's such a shame. You have all these amazing concepts and potentials, and we should have a glut of good content. There should be so many good shows we don't even know what to watch, and instead, it's like you kind of have to look at it through like one squinted eye, just because if it's too woke, you just have to. Oh, all right, I'm out. I can't. I don't want to feel like this during my entertainment. You can't trust anything. It's like,
yeah. That 70s rock fan says, if I hated my own country so much, I would leave. I would go to one of these imaginary paradises that apparently exist elsewhere in the world. There's no other country. Nothing's perfect on this earth.
No.
But there's no other country I really would want to live in. I've always wanted to live abroad as like a thing, like this, to explore other cultures.
Sure.
But not on some, America's just so. Nothing's perfect, man.
Nothing's perfect. And it doesn't mean we don't have room to improve, but to just throw the entire thing out because your narrative, like it's that's why I'm always like, this is China.
Yeah. It's becoming more China.
It's just all China. Like they're just softening the beach for their eventual takeover. I said it, YouTube. I said it.
Yeah, we damn sure did say it. Fuck it. Because I honestly believe the same shit. And it's not crazy. Who the fuck is Disney in bed with? Obviously. Same with the NBA, who bashed us more than any other sports league. You know what I mean?
They own a lot of real estate in the United States. You know what I mean? I saw this thing too. I was watching that documentary last night for Dusk Till Dawn, and they're going after Lauren Bender, the producer, and they said it was a smear campaign, and it said the first thing a dictator does when they take over is they get rid of the unions and they get rid of the police. And I was like, the police, getting rid of the police. I was like, that makes sense. Weakening, like the whole defund the police point to the point where you literally don't have a police like force. Like, that's very insightful. Very insightful indeed.
The weird thing about that whole defund the police, and it's funny, just the fucking other day in the Inquisition chats, there are people, defund doesn't mean abolish. Motherfucker, no. They have defunded the police in areas and the crime went up. This is not an opinion. This is not a guess. Yeah. It doesn't fucking work.
No. Why would it work? Why would that work? It's because they believe their narrative. Like they really believe that if you just got rid of like if Jeff Bezos started paying taxes, black people's lives would improve. That's how they see it. They just think like if we became a socialist country, then they wouldn't feel the need to go commit crime. It's white people's fault.
But you know what? If you eliminated taxes for all people, black people would do better. That's
100%. There's a lot of things there would be, but it's just that's why they think this, and then it doesn't matter when it doesn't work out because they're not like using the results to like, oh, okay, let me put this into my worldview and see what it think. It's just it's pure emotion, and there's no questioning it. It's an agenda. It's like a movement, like propaganda.
It's absolutely propaganda. Taxation is theft, JD. And I'm going to augment this a little bit. West civilization, best civilization. It's losing, girl. And yeah, private police force is coming soon to your neighborhood. Is Darius here so I can use the...
That's a good point, Sitchin, though. That's probably exactly what would happen.
Yeah, this is the... Where is Darius? There we go. RoboCop. It's the RoboCop thing where you... What did they do? They fucked up the crime in Detroit, so all the private property value went down. They bought up the property and then had a private police force to enforce everything. And I mean, I don't know that's gonna happen, but it wouldn't shock me if it did. So
yeah, I don't, you know, I hope I'm paranoid. I hope I'm just like concerned about nothing, but it just seems so like so consistent. And the thing is, you can't argue with it. That's the thing that concerns me the most. It was, you know, as I was talking about that on Monday with The Economist, it was like, you're a journalist and you can't say about that they're pandering to diversity. You're not allowed to say that. Don't you think there's something wrong there, man?
Yeah. Yeah. It's really fucked up. It's really fucked up because part of the First Amendment includes journalists and the media for the purposes of informing the public. And it's not being, it's been stifled by money.
Yeah. Oh, and it's a like a unilateral wall too. Like there's not individual press outlets anymore.
No, just the Associated Press and a bunch of people who feed off of it.
Yeah. Like remember when the whole Naughty Dog thing was going on, and we know what's going on. We know about the copyright strikes on, Jeremy's channel and all this stuff. And then if you Google it and you looked at the mainstream media, they all said the exact same thing, word for word, about what the situation was. It's like, damn, dude, the media is bought and paid for. They are not a source of information.
Yeah. I guess Ascension Dildo says stupid humans. Yeah, we are pretty stupid. Wake now. This is a good point. You defund the police, you know what? Only have a local system of protection. You'll have soldiers, Marines, federal agents. And then why you think the military is purging conservatives? I've heard some of that stuff. As far as the purging conservatives, I don't know. I'm not a complete expert on that. But yeah, you're right about if you defund the police locally, then you need more federal support, and that seems pretty scary. And 99% conviction rate. I don't know if that's in Canada.
I don't know
but
what they're talking about. I think they're having a conversation about something else.
Taxation is theft. Taxation is theft. Taxation is theft. Taxation is theft. Absolutely. And then one more comment before we move on. And giving the police less training and support will cause more incidents and help make their point. They're not saying improve the police. Yeah, it's never improved the police. It's never reformed the police. It's never add more things, add more training. It's never, you know what I mean? Even if I've said if y'all want to do this social worker thing, which obviously I don't think you can just send a social worker to handle these incidents, but use them in addition to. Like if you had an extra car come out, there are probably some incidents where if this is some guy high on crack and he just needs like a bed or something, you probably could if you're safe, just like, dude, just get in the car and chill. Maybe that would work.
I just don't like when people weigh in on this shit and they really don't know what they're talking about. It's like, I'm not saying your ideas aren't valid. It's just that you talk like, oh, you know, they're going to go to a domestic situation where the wife's being beaten up. And domestic situations are some of the most dangerous you can go to. Yeah. You never know what's going to happen. Cops get killed at those all the time. And it's like, I'm fine if you feel like it needs to be improved, because it does, but do your fucking research first. Like, stop just like loudly telling everyone what to do without any actual education behind it whatsoever.
Yeah.
Just because fucking some idiot in Hollywood retweets, you know, the BLM post doesn't mean you guys know what you're talking about. It just means you have a really strong opinion. Yeah.
And to clarify, 70s rock fan, I'm not saying just send social workers out there. I mean, because there will be a mountain of bodied ass social workers.
With tissues and cookies.
Yeah, that's not going to work. I just mean like you send multiple cars. This requires more funding to police, not defunding. This is more funding and having police that are trained to handle. Because I do worry about them handling mental health and people who are high as fuck and people who are mentally ill. They're currently the only thing we have to send to them, and I want them to be able to totally. But then again, I don't want them to get killed either. You know what I mean? It's not an easy situation. This isn't like
the cops should go there first to diffuse the situation for the most part. But if there is like if there's like that kind of whatever, touchy-feely person like in the back of the squad car, like once it's time for them, or they show up later to like console the victims or something. I think there's lots of room for improvement. I've never heard of a police department or a criminal justice system in a major city that's like, yeah, we're fine, we don't need anything.
Yeah,
like I've never heard that. Like, yeah, so I'm fine with it. It's just, like politics is so like confusing and dense, and there's so much money and still so much corruption, so much money that just does not, that's federal money or I'm sorry, public money that just doesn't go to where it's supposed to go and does just file into people's hands. And I feel if anything we should address stuff like that first and foremost. Like clean sweep kind of shit. Like I'd be fine with, get rid of just crush organized crime. Because I have no proof of this, but I am almost positive that in the East Coast, organized crime is still extraordinarily woven into the nature of politics out there.
I would agree with you just being a Michigan person, because there's a lot of like, man, there's a lot of Michiganders here, man. Certain roads, certain freeways always are under construction all the time. For like years and years and years and years and years, because their homeboys get the contracts, and there's something funky. And hey, brightest day. If you mean by organized crime, if you mean the government, there's definitely some truth to that, man.
Based.
That's definitely true. That's definitely true. And I guess that's almost a counter to the policing. We could have a long talk about police, but before we go off on that tangent, I wanted to talk about an actual hero. Yay. It's not somebody who you thought it would be. Maybe it is. I don't know. Tom Cruise reportedly saved a co-star's life from a spinning blade while on set. This is actually an old story, but it's just coming out now. So you showed me this. I just thought this is something cool we could talk about.
Well, I think there is also additionally like some recent recent thing that happened in the same vein, I think, in the article. I'm not mistaken. I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Cruise is a hero on big screen and in real life. A new report from The Sun via the NME, I don't know how the hell that's working, reveals Cruise saved his co-stars Elizabeth Shue's life during the production of 1988 comedy Cocktail. The film's aerial camera operator Bill Bennett wrote about the incident recently on Facebook, and Cruise reportedly confirmed the story to his Mission Impossible director, Christopher McQuarrie. The Sun's report follows a story from over the weekend in which Cruise was spotted, yeah, you're right, saving a cameraman from falling off a train, holy shit, right, during a stunt on a production of the latest Mission Impossible movie. This is talking about the initial thing in the 80s. We're filming a scene from a helicopter where Tom and Elizabeth are riding horses along the beach. Bennett writes in his post, after a couple takes, the pilot would land the helicopter on the beach, and Tom and Elizabeth would come over to watch the shot recordings, get notes from the director. The only monitor was operating at my operating position in the left front seat of the helicopter. Bennett explains the tail rotor at the back of the helicopter this thing's gruesome for what happened. Appears invisible as it spins. Oh, Jesus, ads? Fuck you. Okay. Adding, if you walk into it, it'll kill you instantly. Cruise and Shue watched playback of a scene of the monitor. Shue took off suddenly, running towards the back of the helicopter. At times, the pilot, rated on airplanes and helicopters, instantly saw the danger, and camera operator continues. He lunged after her, was only able to grab her legs, tackling to the ground. At that point, she turned white when he put her back towards the front of the helicopter, and they walked away. All of us were quite shaken up by the close call. There was nothing to be said. Tom had that instant and truly saved her life. Now I'm thinking, like, nowadays, would he be allowed to save her life by slamming her to the ground? Or would he get or would he get canceled? You should have been nicer. You should have just,
yeah. I'm sharing another article that you don't have to read now, but read next. It's pretty funny.
Okay. Does it talk more about? I do kind of want to hear about him saving. Maybe it's a different article. It talks about him saving the cameraman.
Try this one.
Oh, try the one that you read.
Yeah, the one that I shared. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, is this the one that? Okay.
Is it the same one?
No, it's not.
Okay, I was just gonna talk about. I guess he saved cameraman, and then we'll go to that.
Okay.
Real quick. as my fucking ads keep trying to dox me from where I live. Because I think they sometimes I'm in Charlotte. There you go. You know, the ads will tell you if you didn't. The fucking ads will tell you. Jesus Christ. Tom Cruise is a real life superhero for saving a cameraman during a stunt sequence for Mission Impossible 7. After Cruise's well publicized tirade over COOF protocol, shooting 7 Mission Impossible adventure, it appears to be clipping along without issue. Unfortunately, COOF caused the release schedule by speed. Do they have? Oh, I guess this got set photos.
Just photo.
Okay, let's
wait. But there's no photo of him. Like I thought they said there was a photo of it of him like catching the guy or whatever. No.
Oh, is this it?
No, that's a stunt.
That's
a stunt. Yeah.
Yeah, it's stunt. There's no photos. Unless that's
Screen Rant. You suck.
Jesus, Screen Rant.
Screen Rant does suck. I hate Screen Rant.
All right. See what you have. There you go. Yeah, Mission Impossible start.
Isn't this hilarious? Like,
actually saved.
He's like a real superhero. This fucking guy.
What the fuck? He saved people from a sinking boat.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he saved them so in 1996, Cruise was sailing in the Mediterranean with his then wife Nicole Kidman when a group of people nearby needed help. The couple spotted a sailboat that had caught on fire due to an electrical short circuit, and Tom Cruise immediately sprang into action. He sent a skiff from his yacht to go rescue the 5 passengers on the sinking boat. Thanks to Cruise's swift action, the passengers climbed to safety before their boat sank.
How would you like to be saved in the Mediterranean by Tom Cruise?
And Nicole Kidman just like, hey, hi. Fucking wild.
Fuck me. Is he, listen, no joke, is he a CIA agent for real or something? Like a plant?
Like Zoolander, like he's just got all these skills.
Yeah. Jeez.
Cruise once became a hero in another instance. We once saw a car get hit on the road in LA and decided to help the person who was involved in the accident. Heloisa Vinhas, who was the driver of the car that got hit, shared that Cruise told a pedestrian to call the ambulance. Then he went with her to the hospital where she was treated with a broken leg. Cruise learned that she didn't have insurance, so he paid the bill.
Wow.
That's cool, man.
It is cool. Yeah.
It says Tom Cruise once saved 2 fans from being crushed at a red carpet premiere.
Sheesh.
This guy, man.
What the fuck? This is crazy. I'm glad these people are alive. Thank goodness for Tom Cruise.
Swear to God, he's a real culture hero, this guy.
Yeah. Isn't the girl? I agree with your hot take. Tom Cruise equals solid guy, zany religion aside. Yeah.
Yeah. He does seem wacky, but still seems like a good dude.
Yeah.
During the London premiere for the first Mission Impossible film, Cruise and Kidman were signing autographs when he noticed a pair of young fans were being pinned against a steel bar by a mob of people. Cruise quickly rescued the 2 fans from being crushed before alerting nearby police officers. He is my hero, one of the fans shared with people. Every night I say goodnight to him when I pass his poster.
Is this real?
I get. I don't know. And I guess he's known for being a nice guy.
Yeah.
That's wild, right?
It is wild. I mean, I guess I could believe it though, but it's just like insane. Like who would have thought?
Sentient dildo. Do you see Sentient dildo? You wouldn't have to pay for medical bills if it was free, man.
Very true. Very true. He wouldn't have a job either because of socialism. Because I don't think we're going to be paying actors millions of dollars to do stuff. But yeah, you're right, Sentient dildo. It was all free, man.
Man, it's all free. You know, in Finland, man.
You don't understand, man.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool, man. We had a real life superhero, Tom Cruise, saving people's lives, saved Elizabeth Shue, saved a cameraman. Like, oh.
Yeah. And speaking of sentences and things you never thought exist, I want to just kind of transition.
Oh, man, yeah.
So, like, we were talking about stories before, and I got to reread the sentence because I just didn't ever think I would ever see it. Gina Davis developed an algorithm to detect levels of wokeness. What reality did we end up where that sentence can be stated was my response. Because I cannot believe this next story is real. But, you know, it is. Fucking Gina Davis.
Dude, this sounds like a supervillain kind of thing.
Yeah, it does.
You know?
It sounds, or like something that the Babylon Bee would post. But it's neither.
Yeah.
The Gina Davis inclusion quotient.
Oh, I hate that whole phrase.
Who would think Gina Davis? Like I've been talking about wanting to do a last kiss goodnight review and stuff like that. But
so just so you know, this what I sent you is like this is their foundation. So they're going to be like deadly serious about this. This isn't going to be an article reporting on it. They're going to basically tell you why this is all like the right thing to have. So just so you know.
Okay, I mean that's probably better because it's easier to make fun of.
Yeah.
Jesus, I can't believe Gina Davis even exists still. Like I'm glad she's alive. You know what I mean? I didn't know. I'm glad she didn't snort up all her money in the 90s, so she had enough to do an inclusion quotient. Good for her for still being alive. I love that it's the GDIQ, so she put her name in it. It's not. It's not fucking arrogant at all. There's nothing narcissistic about naming a quotient.
I think what happens with a lot of these older actresses, like Alyssa Milano and stuff, I think is that they were the center of the world for a while. They were smoking hot. They were getting really well paid. It was easy for them relatively to just kind of become a big star. Like, it's not. You didn't have to grind it out for 20 years before you got your first guest star. Like, you pretty much showed up and people were like, yeah, right this way. And then when that goes away, when you're old and no one cares anymore, like when it's like Hollywood's a young woman's game, like it is what it is. They're like, it's like, they don't want it. Like there's like this crushing kind of feeling of not having what they used to have and it not being possible. So it makes sense that they would be like patriarchy, like they don't, it's not that half of my appeal was that I was hot. It's that they don't like women and they don't want women in movies. And it's like, I mean, I think we're fine with it. It's just, you're a little old. Yeah. That's all it is.
Never trust the woke algorithm. And speaking of being old, Greta Kuma just says it. It's the wall. The wall is undefeated, man. And I mean, hey, listen, Helen Mirren is still acting because she can fucking act. If you had the ability to act, you would be cool.
I mean, she's right. I'm sure they're right that there aren't a lot of roles for middle-aged women. But it's like, yeah, I mean, okay, that doesn't mean it's sexist. It just means no one cares.
Yeah.
Sorry. You could write your own thing.
Yeah, you really could, and you could try to write something good.
Yeah.
Real quick, Jens has apparently heard an insane Tom Cruise story about him chasing down a mugger in London. So this is real life.
I got that one too. That's a real one too. In 1998, Rita Simmons was violently attacked by two men as she sat in her car on a London street. She screamed as they ripped the jewelry from her fingers and ears. Tom Cruise, who just happened to be down the street with his bodyguards, ran over. The muggers took off when they heard the actor's footsteps. Quote, Tom was brilliant, Simmons later told the press.
Fuck me.
Fucking awesome.
Jeez. Tom Cruise is the man. He is the man. Right. He is the fucking man. Like, just hearing these stories is like insane. Because he's one of the few guys in Hollywood that genuinely scare me. Like, what was that shit? Collateral? That shit felt too real, man. He was fucking frightening.
Yeah. Was that
one with Jamie Foxx? Yeah. And he was the guy taking him. He was taking his cab everywhere to kill. Man, he was frightening in that movie.
That's right. He was taking. Yeah. Yeah, he did. I don't know. Like, Tom Cruise has been one of those he's really consistent. You kind of like, he's never really gone away, but he's definitely come in and out of favor. But
yeah,
he always shows the fuck up. I mean, he's a solid actor, man.
Yeah, Collateral, I believe it was. Oh God, that 70s rock fan prediction. One day we will hear about Gina Davis being eaten by her cats. Oh boy, that may happen.
Some of this, I want to hear what their point of view on the world is.
Okay, automated analysis of gender representation in popular films. I heard somebody describe it as an updated Bechdel test. What it seems like. The GDIQ, or the Gina Davis, inclusion quotient, obviously, is an extraordinary tool that gives us the power to uncover unconscious gender bias with a depth that had never been possible to date.
Just when they say, a phrase like that, unconscious gender, that just means that you're not allowed to argue it because it's unconscious. Yeah. Somehow, I'm not even aware of it, but they are.
Well, they have the Gina Davis inclusion quotient. That's why. That's giving them the technology to be more aware of you than you. Don't you know that? Gina Davis has willed it so.
Brutal.
Our hope is that we can use this technology to push the boundaries of how we identify the representation and balance in media. Media that is more representative of our society not only fosters a more inclusive industry, yeah, right, but by increasing the number of diversity, female leaders and role models, diversity of female leaders and role models on screen, content creators are affecting the ambitions and career aspirations of young girls and young women anywhere. If she can see it, she can be it. Gina Davis. So Gina Davis and her team, because I don't think she can code, thinks that if they
if she can, I fucking respect the shit out
I
of
would
that.
give her more respect if she did the shit herself. Like, yeah, with her,
actually,
like she spent the past 20 years learning tech. I'm like, okay, Gina.
Yeah, she can like talk to like, you know, really talk shop when it comes to like C++ and stuff.
Yeah.
She really knows how to code.
Yeah. But according to her, young women just have done nothing, but now they can see themselves in the roles that she, like if we increase the number of female leaders, that will affect the aspirations of young girls and young women. So like I love media. I love this stuff enough to make a channel. And I'm not trying to speak for young women, but there's never been anything that's like changed my life actually. You know what I mean? There's been things that have influenced me. I like the Batman Nolan series that kind of helped me with like depression, just like motivating me to get up and shit. But like, it's not like the end of the world. And again, he was a white character. I don't know if I was supposed to like him, but like, there's no. They think they're so arrogant that they think self-important. That because they create something, it will inspire the masses or something. Like we need their light to guide us. It's ridiculous.
It's so ass backwards, and it's so insincere and like just a broken point of view. Are you serious? Like, what inspired you to get into it? Like, how come you didn't need all this? Like, what is this? Look, if you believe in what you're saying as far as like helping young girls and stuff, great. Go do it.
Yeah.
Go help them. You know what I mean? Like, but you're going to fix all the inequalities in the world by making more female forward entertainment. Like, just make entertainment. And your values will come in there, but you have to like police everyone else. So what? Every piece of entertainment needs to fit into your agenda. It can't just be entertaining. It can't just be fun. It has to be, well, if it's not promoting women, then it's not good. And here's my algorithm to detect whether or not it is. It's like, then why even bother?
Yeah.
What are we even doing?
Apparently being bigots, according to Gina Davis. Islington girl, the one girl in the chat, the token girl in the chat, says, no, I can see some firefighter carrying another man out of a burning building. I can't be that. I'm going to let him do that. So, yeah.
There's nothing wrong, by the way.
Yeah, me either. Yeah. Not my fat, shape ass. Newborn Turk says she has a 140 IQ. I'm not sure. So, not exactly dumb, but leftist. But then again, IQ is not necessarily, I know it's technically supposed to rate intelligence. You can have a high IQ and be dumb as a fucking brick.
Or just have terrible ideas.
Yeah, that as well.
You know, and just not, you know, you can be blind. You can be a sexist. You know what I mean? Like you can be in like intelligence, like mental ability is not the same thing as like respecting debate and respecting discussion and you know what I mean? Like, there a lot of comics aren't like geniuses, but they can deconstruct bullshit really well. So it's not attached to intelligence. You know, that's a lot of, I was thinking about this today too. I was like on like a meme site and it was like these fucking morons, dude. And I'm just like a moron according to 9gag, someone who disagrees with me.
Yeah.
It's just like the second someone disagrees with you, they're automatically stupid. It's like, oh, because you have all the intelligent opinions, and if any people don't have those, then they're not intelligent. That's not what intelligence is.
Yeah. And apparently, she does have a 140 IQ.
Good for her. She's still a dumb broad.
Uh-oh. That's going to go into the Gina Davis inclusion quotient and be marked negative, mister. What did Snowden Poop is Cuber? Hell, Snowden Poop is self-important but not self-aware. Ignorance and stupidity are two different things. They are. And smart people can be total dicks. They very much can. And anonymous just tipped $2. I don't know who anonymous is. We will see in the
anonymous.
Yeah. The mystery man or woman tipping money, and we appreciate every tip. Again, you guys keep the channel monetized, even if YouTube doesn't. Busy being responsible, but I am listening. Keep it up, gents. But we don't know who it was. It's still anonymous. So thank you, anonymous.
Thank you, anonymous.
Appreciate your support. Appreciate
you.
IQ does not equal common sense, and intelligence does not equal wisdom. So
yeah, exactly. It's true. It's very true. And especially if you're a celebrity who lives in an echo chamber and all you hear is just your ideas being validated and your point of view is the correct one, you have no reason to scrutinize your ideas.
Yeah. And especially when you're funded by Google.org, which I didn't know they had an org. Oh. And Google funded this, and this was done at the gender. It was developed by the Gina Davis Institute on Gender and Media at Mount St. Mary's University. She has her own institute at Mount St. Mary's University. How about that? And the University of Southern California Audio-Visual Processing Technologies. GDIQ is the only software tool in existence with the ability to measure screen and speaking time through the use of automation. This revolutionary tool was co-developed by the Institute and led by Dr. I'm not going to butcher this person's name. And his team. A man did it? Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't think men were allowed to do anything in STEM.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, they'll utilize men, especially if they're like, soy, like male feminists. 100% they'll use those guys.
Yeah. With additional analysis from Dr. Caroline Heldman. So if I'm reading this right, men did all the technical stuff. The women just talked shit about it. Okay. No worries. Previous studies find that
that's their worldview. That's what they want. They want us to do the labor and them to just sit on top of us and collect, and be in charge.
Men are useless, as you said on your smartphone. Developed by men on the internet that the men wired.
It's so ridiculous. It's just like, do you like airplanes? Do you like roads? Do you like houses? Do you like telecommunications? Okay, a lot of men built a lot of that stuff. Okay, it's like, oh, shut up, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, real quick, I gotta say hail to Sven, the naked Nordic ninja. Say that 3 times fast.
I like that.
It's unconscious gender bias, so I'm sexist even when I'm sleeping. That is not okay.
Yeah. You are kind of getting roasted in the chat, by the way. Brightest Day torched you a little bit.
Did he? What did he say?
I don't know if you saw that. Scroll up a little bit.
I don't know who anonymous is. Vigilante Williamson. I don't know. I guess it's you. I'm assuming it's you now.
I think it's Nick.
No. It's Nick. It was me, Austin. It was me all along.
So what is that Nick, reference to?
It's a wrestling reference where this terrible storyline where they had a different answer and then switched it at the end to make Vince McMahon a bad guy where clearly was not supposed to be the bad guy. But
that's funny.
And it's kind of famous for that. And if the story is to be believed, he was willing to sacrifice his own daughter to the devil just to get Stone Cold. It made no sense. And now everybody is messing with me. I don't know. I know that I don't know shit about shit. Dildo, Christ, 5 BC.
Dildo Christ.
Jesus Christ.
That's funny.
Alrighty. So let's get back to this GDIQ. I do want to read more about how this stupid system works.
Yeah, I want to hear more about
it. Previous studies find that female characters are vastly unrepresented in film. This has not changed much in the last half a century. In this report, we used the GDIQ not only to analyze gender representation, but also analyze screen time and speaking time in the top 100 grossing films of 2014 and 2015.
See, that's the issue, because you're not doing all films. So if you did top 1,000, then you maybe you'd see that like in the bottom 5th are lots of women are in it. You know what I mean? And like, oh, it turns out people don't want to see this. I'm not saying that's the conclusion you're going to draw, but if you're only going to look at the top 100 highest grossing, that might not be a wide enough sample set for you to get actual information. Plus, there's a bias there in that they make money. So it's like, this is bad science right out the gate.
It absolutely is. And on top of it, what are you if you come up with the conclusion that the top 100 grossing films have less women, you're literally, well, I'm not gonna say literally, but you're implying at least that women are less profitable in film.
Yeah, I mean, if your conclusions are, it's like then almost it should be like less women in film because the top highest grossing are all sexist. It's like, well, then I guess we shouldn't put women in movies because it doesn't make anyone money.
Yeah.
You fucking idiot. Yeah, 140 IQ. You seem pretty dumb to me.
Oh my goodness. All right. Let's get to there's a lot of shit to be taught. Let's go. Methodology, because we gotta skip some of this shit. We analyzed total.
Oh, that's brutal, Jens. I don't agree with that. He says women in film.
Oh, Jens is the most brutal dude. Fucking Jens. Yeah, women in films like women.
That's rough.
Jens is the most like brutal dude to women. Like all the time, completely consistent. Women be nasty, make top dildo 2020. We love women on the Culture Crime Fighters. Islington girl, don't leave us.
Yeah, I love women. I have nothing against women. I just don't like when they have women behave like men, degrade men, and then they're like, "That's your new entertainment." I'm like, no, it fucking isn't. Yeah, I don't like this.
Yeah, but back to Jens, because I did the little short that wasn't a short. Fuck you, YouTube. Of Doug Rose kicking the shit out of Wele Zhang over the weekend, and he said, "Yeah, the kick was slow, but she wasn't fighting a man." I'm like, "Shit, you're just so brutal."
Damn,
he's just so brutal. Oh, but I'm encouraging sex. I just think Jens is funny. He's because
it is funny. It's just brutal.
It's brutal, super brutal. So wait, I thought it was 100. Oh no, it's 2 years. Okay, so 200 films, top grossing non-animated films, 2014, 2015. So that actually also was another bias because like
so many variables in this study.
Yeah, because like something like Finding Dory was, where I think that came out one of these years, and that was a huge movie, and that's not going to be included because it's animated, and that had that's the one with
I could scrutinize that, but I'll just let. Okay,
yeah, and I think also Frozen. There's a lot of movies that are like women animated that. Yeah, so this is really biased. This is super biased.
But they're trying to find the sexism. It's just like when people are trying to find the racism. It's like if you have to work that hard, it's not that evident.
Exactly. So let's just go because there's a lot of
key findings. This is
findings. Okay, let's just go to the damn charts because there's a lot. So this is what they found. These are percentage of screen time and speaking time. Is 2014, 2015. So the fuchsia, purplish, red, whatever beat color is female. The turquoise color is the man. So when there's a male lead, you have some. What are these variables? Are these different movies?
It's almost as if a movie about a man would have him speaking more than a woman. That's weird.
Yeah.
Like the numbers, and then the numbers is like if there's a female lead, women are speaking more. It's like, yeah, you generally tend to follow the main character. I think kind of how storytelling goes.
So wait, what are these separate movies? Each indicator of like each bar, is that like a separate movie?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
because I get because there's female movies that. How's this a female-led movie if there's 86% male? I don't know. I think
what is in the actual key findings? Not this chart, because I don't know. I don't want to interpret this chart. But it said
you have male characters receive 2 times the amount of screen time as female characters in 2015. When a film has a male lead, the gender gap is even wider, appearing nearly 3 times more often as female characters.
Well, I'm sure she would want to make movies that are exactly 50-50.
Yeah, I doubt it. I guess in character, it said 34% compared to 12%. And female in films with female lead, male characters appear about the same amount as female characters. He's 24% to 22%. This means even when women are featured in a leading role, male characters appear on screen just as often. So this is what the real.
That doesn't prove there's a bias. It doesn't prove anything. It just literally proves that they were on screen. That's all it means. It's not evidence of sexism.
Yeah. It is. Don't you know? Because women are only represented. They're not represented as much in female. Or women are not represented.
No, but that's why they repeat their fucking mantra: representation matters, because then they can use this sort of evidence as proof that there's racism and sexism and it's running rampant and white supremacy is on the rise and blah 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 blah.
So apparently, if there's a female lead, men appear just as much, but if there's a male lead, they appear less. But here's the thing: I have an issue with when I'm looking at these numbers, and I don't know if I'm interpreting wrong. 24% to 22%. So is she saying that most of the actors in Hollywood are non-binary? Because that's not 100. Like, am I missing something? I know I'm not a Mensa member, but I'm lost. And Granny Kuma, I'm sorry about the MGTOW stuff. This is why I don't date anymore. Yeesh.
Look, I tell you what, man, living in LA, dating sucked because it's brutal when there's a giant gender gap like that. Like, that's a big reason why I left. The women like are either all like super feminist or like really superficial and into like money and status and wealth and like that. You know, I wasn't into either one of those things. So it was like, it sucks. And so if you kind of feel like the culture at large around you is like woke and there's just like this aggression from women towards men, it really does dissuade you from wanting to date.
Yeah.
I've met the girls in Austin are nice.
Cool.
That's so far it seems like, you know, like, I don't know. I was at the bar. I was working the other night and the girls were, and there was even like this girl who I was like, I would have assumed in LA that girl would be shitty. Like she would, she kind of had this like 1950s, like suns and stuff and kind of like a shorter haircut and like tats and shit. I'm like, oh boy, this girl's and she was really sweet and like smiling at me and shit. I was like, oh, okay. Like, this is not like even the people who you'd think are going to be like, have like a feminist blog, you know, they're like sweet. I'm like, oh, good. Okay, cool. Southern hospitality rules. Yeah.
Oh, geez, Bryce. You said guy who just got divorced again yesterday says MGTOW is not a bad thing. Sorry to hear that. If that's.
Is that you?
Divorced. Yeah, Bryce Day. Sorry if that is. Jeez.
That sucks.
That does suck. And the city is full of whores. That's why I live in the city. Thank you, Jens. You're the greatest, Jens. I love you so much.
Jesus.
I love you so much.
Based.
So awesome.
Fucking based.
And unabashed. You're awesome. You're awesome,
Such a dildo. Matt said I couldn't get laid only on my personality color. Me surprised. You fucking love me.
Yeah.
You fucking love me. You vibrating sexual you.
Okay. So maybe, you know what? Maybe the rest of the screen time is silent. I don't get these percentages of I don't know. It says male characters in 2015 spoke twice as often as female characters. The gender gap in speaking time is did I just reread this? What the hell? What are we saying? Gender gap. Oh, gender gaps in speaking time are bigger in action films.
Oh, mind blowing.
Yeah. Even though women play leading. Go ahead.
No, I'm done. Sorry, I was just gonna make a joke.
Oh, jokes are welcome because this fucking whole
not now. Timing's off.
Jesus, I fucked up everything. I ruined it all. Even though women play the leading role in action blockbusters such as The Force Awakens, Hunger Games, and the Divergent series, Insurgent. Was that a blockbuster? Overall, male characters appeared more and spoke on screen three times more often than female in action films. So even though you had a female lead, those damn men kept fucking talking. What the fuck?
I would love to hear what she really thinks about that. Like, I would love to hear her like make the argument that proves it's sexist. I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, and
because it's like the fucking movie designed to bring down the patriarchy, like, was not inclusive enough with women.
No.
What are you talking? What would be good enough? Yeah. Would you really want just like an all-female society and like what we just like we're breeders that are like chained in the basement and you use us when you need us, and that like would that be satisfying? Like would that be enough? Like don't
give them ideas.
It's just what the fuck do you want? Like you You had Birds of Prey. No one fucking saw it. You had Charlie's Angels. No one fucking saw it. We're not interested. It's bad. We don't want to watch proper fucking ganda. What? I don't understand how much more evidence of this you need. Why don't you do a fucking study on woke movies versus profitability? And I think you'll see a pretty strong correlation. The audience isn't fucking interested. Why are you continuing to drive this nail like it needs to be hammered? It fucking doesn't. If you really want to contribute to women in media, fucking write something good with a female lead. Let her talk the whole fucking time, and that'll prove your point more than anything. All this data, fucking shove it up your ass. It's worthless.
Yeah, and I got to get to this part that looks like it contradicts itself. You tell me, maybe I'm missing it. I am a dumb American, and I'm black using the internet, and Joe Biden said I'm not allowed to, and I'm too stupid to. But
you're just as good as normal kids.
Just as good as what do you say?
Just as smart as normal kids.
Just as smart as normal kids. Yeah.
Fucking.
The poor kids are just as good as the white ones. I think
something like that. It was something like doddering old fool.
First, I gotta say, Jens hit me with "I love you too." Thanks, Vigilante. I love you too, man. And then being him, why do women have to talk in action films? I don't need to hear a voice to look at her. Jens, please never change. I know if I get canceled for Jens, I'm eating the cancellation. Like, yes, I support Jens and everything.
You're like, it was the right thing to do. I don't regret a thing.
No regrets, none whatsoever. Where's the thing? Okay, she says, and this is where it contradicts. Now they kept complaining about how female-led films, even action films that are led by female, still have more men talking. Right. That's been established by their own data. Then she has
this was like sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say we could just, like you said, you could just use this data to just prove that, like, well, I guess it's not profitable to have women speaking then.
Yeah.
We just won't do that.
But she doesn't think so. She says many factors determine the box office revenue of a given film, though. But these numbers are revealing. Our findings debunk the idea that female leads are not bankable. Films with female leads actually earn more money than films with male leads, and casts with both male and female leads perform even better.
Sure. So they're so sexist then. They don't even want to make money. They want to carry out their patriarchal anti-woman agenda so completely that they will refuse to make money because of it. Are you fucking seriously suggesting that?
That's what she's saying. Even though her own numbers said that even women in those leads, women still talk less than men.
Who are these fucking people? Who hates women like, especially if you're powerful? If you're powerful, women are less of a problem. But why? Like, what is this world you are describing? It does not exist. You are delusional.
Yeah. Real quick, did Biden's Day? No regrets. I wanted to check to see if Biden's Day was the one that got divorced, because I just want to.
It made me laugh just the two times where I was just like going off and I was done. You're like, yeah. I was like, wait, was that too much?
No, there's nothing else to add. You killed it. What can I say? I'm just like, you went off. I'm like, sheesh, there's nothing else I can say. And then I'm just neurotic. I'm trying to get everything in. When I'm producing, I'm like, oh my God, don't fuck up everything.
That's funny.
Who waits woman like her? The answer, other women. Yeah, there's a lot of that.
That's true.
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous. It's like nothing. Like your worldview doesn't make sense. It's like what? So female-led movies make more money than male-led movies, but they're still not going to make them because patriarchy. It's like, are you retarded? Like, who would run a business like that, and why would they? To what end? Well, why would they ever do something like that? If he's a male, right, and he hates women, and wouldn't he want to have more like women? Like he could have sex with them or something. Like if he's so nefarious, like. Is this a gay conspiracy? Are you suggesting it's a gay conspiracy that like they just don't women at all? What are you getting at? Like, what the hell are you trying to say? This doesn't make any sense at all.
Oh no. That's not gonna work because it can't be anti-LGBTQ. Sentient Dildo thinks that your white man rage is showing, bro.
White man rage is showing. I love that. That one always cracks me up. It's like when it's a white guy gets angry. It's like, oh, you angry white male. But then like if a black dude does it or a black woman or whatever, it's like, oh, they're empowered. They're outraged like righteously. It's like, oh, okay. So even anger it's like racist. It's like, okay,
yeah.
I'm not allowing your thoughts in my brain. They just won't do it.
Yeah, and Brightest Day is the one who got divorced. He says it's not. I'm over it. Not a big deal. Just tangentially relevant. Good luck, man. Wish you the best. You know what I mean?
Take a lot out of you, brother. There's always horrors. There's always horrors. Brightest Day.
Yeah, there is. As Jensen said. Shout out to Bachelor, and everyone's discussing MGTOW. So here we go. And Gomer Kyle's a trad. I know it's dumb. And
what's
black man can't. The traditional guy, I believe.
Trad. Dude, that guy's a total trad.
I believe. Black men can't get angry either now, I don't think. Are we allowed?
It depends on who they're getting mad at.
It depends on who's getting mad and who they're getting mad at, yeah.
Mm-hmm. They can get, by their logic, I think as long as they're mad at white people, it's fine.
And the right white people. Because
the right white people, yes.
If you're mad at the wrong ones, then you're internalized racism. Yeah. So trads are based. I think we're getting a little outside of my wheelhouse.
Based. What is it? I've never heard this term, trad. I do like the phrase trads are based, though.
So yeah,
coming from a woman, that's awesome.
But one thought I wanted to say, because she said that movies with women outperform, at least based on the study. But you have this fucking $2.5 billion fucking The Force Awakens, which I'm sure had a massive offset on everything.
Is that the evidence she's using? Oh, you coward.
And then you have
coward.
What Hunger Games. And that's why she picked those fucking years. That's why she picked those fucking years.
Cherry picking at its finest.
This
Perfect.
Bitch. Perfectly she has 140 IQ. She thinks she's so smart.
She thinks she's fucking smart. She's a dumb bitch. Like this fucking First of all, Star Wars, you could have put a fucking orangutan of the lead of that movie and it would have made $500 million. Like it has an audience, a huge built-in audience. It's one of the most profitable IPs in all of media. This is a terrible example. This is like that, when you take an average and you cut out the highest and the lowest. This is the highest you should cut out. You shouldn't even consider this because it doesn't affect your study. It doesn't inform your conclusions. It just sort of dilutes them so that you get the conclusions you want.
Yeah.
What a bunch of bullshit.
Farce of weakness. And that's exactly the point. That's the whole point of this, all this bullshit we read through. This just shows you the extent of bullshit that who all was involved with this crazy gibberish. Fucking the Gina Davis
gibberish.
That's what this is. The Gina Davis Institute in the Gender and Media Mount St. Mary's University, Google.org, which is Google, and the University of Southern California, and some other laboratories, SAIL, I've never heard of. But basically, all these people got together to say what exactly? Like, what are you trying to say?
They had their conclusions before they did their study. This is a huge waste of money. This proved nothing. This got them nothing. This was just a waste of time, a waste of money. It's just gonna drag the Hollywood system down even further. There's no progress made here whatsoever. You should have just spent money for like an algorithm, like analyzing what makes the most profitable or interesting movie, and then just wrote that script. It would have been a much better use of your time.
Yeah. So here's something else they could have did. Why not see, okay, what movies are most profitable that are marketed towards women? Because I look at something like
that's a good
What the fuck was that movie that everyone loved? 50 Shades of Grey in that series.
Oof.
That was an extremely profitable series that was marketed heavily towards women. But I think I can understand why they don't want that.
Do they think they can make profitable movies that there's no male audience for?
I don't know.
Is that really what you believe? Like, what do you think? Like, all the women will just show up? Like, most women don't think like you. Most women like actually do want to get married and do want to have a family and don't look at this fucking divisive nonsense as a valid way to think. Yeah, you've got a bunch of 24-year-old girls. You know why they're on your side? Because they're fucking 24 and they don't know anything about the world yet. And they're figuring out who they are and their ideas. And when they're 40 and they're unhappy, they're gonna look at you with fucking rage because it's like they believe the nonsense. And it's like, wait a minute, this didn't give me all the things I wanted. I did want family. I am a woman. What the fuck did I listen to you for? Like, it's like, stop projecting onto everyone else that they're like in your camp because they're women. Like, first of all, that's fucking sexist. Because if you're just generalizing someone on their gender,
it's the right kind of sexism.
It's like authentic sex. And secondly, it's just like, what? I mean, good. Do it. Please do it. I want to actually, please, like, make the most perfectly woke movie. Please do it. And I want to see it plummet and fail and lose all the money that you spent making it, the little money you spent in this stupid fucking study. And then I would love you to then shut the fuck up forever, please.
Yeah. Speaking, you brought up Birds of Prey. Which of the 97 or 2, whichever you prefer, how many genders you think there are? You're allowed to. We have censored dildos in here. We're not going to judge. But which gender do you think saw Birds of Prey the most?
Women, 100%.
Nope. Men. Men saw it. Women didn't want to see it. Nerds did it. The only people who saw that were the comic book nerds who cared about Harley Quinn. And they probably saw it to see Harley Quinn's ass.
Dude, I had a weird experience. And I was like, this must be one of the guys who went to go see Bird of Prey. So I saw this kid at the bar that I work at, and he was looking at a manga on his phone. And I was like, "Oh, what are you reading?" And it was like My Hero Academia or whatever. Which I don't know anything about it, but I was just talking. I was like, "Oh, you're talking comic books?" Like, I'll talk comic books with him. And he said something about, I was like, Marvel or whatever. I was like, "Oh, I hear Marvel, all new Marvel's garbage," like knowing full well it is, but just kind of pretending like, "Oh, I don't know." Like, I don't know this guy. I don't know how fucking big. He's like, "No, Marvel's great," and I was like, "Whoa." And like he was all in on like these different stories. And he said there was like, I think there was Thor. He said like the new Thor is like the best ever. This was his opinion on all this stuff. And I was like,
this Lady Thor, right?
I don't know. I don't know what he was talking about, but I was just kind of like, I have not heard anyone with this take. Like I was just confused more than anything. I don't read any of that shit. So I don't know, but I was just like, wow. Like, and so I'm like, oh, maybe he's one of those soy boys who like, you know, and he looked like one, and like, maybe, you know, he might be like loves all the fucking women said, you know, like maybe he actually thinks it's is the right thing, and it may, you know, I don't know, and he could have been one of the people that went to go see Birds of Prey and thought it was great. I don't know.
Yeah,
I was confused.
Insane.
Yeah,
maybe male feminist, but yeah, if I remember correctly, women did not see it as much as men did.
That's
and
hilarious.
That's not the current Thor in the comics, but I mean, Birds of Prey came out last year, though, right? Oh, when was this? This story you were talking about?
Oh, this was the other day.
Oh, it was the other day. Oh, okay. So,
yeah, but I was just paralleling it, meaning like this guy loves modern Marvel, which I didn't know there was men who did, and then it's like maybe that's the type of man who goes to see Birds of Prey, you know, like just some like woke soy boy who likes this kind of stuff in his entertainment. I don't know.
Yeah. Real quick, and this is kind of off topic, but we were talking about regretting feminism, and I remember this story. It's actually from last year, but this is about a Cosmopolitan writer who says she wrote fake news for Cosmopolitan and regrets misleading women on feminism. This is
nice.
Sue Ellen Browder. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, before you get into that, Gomer Kyle, he spelled his name right. Thank you. Thank you. Tip me $10.
Oh shit! Thank you, Gomer. Now it's a total of 4. You guys are awesome, man.
Damn, it's a hell of a day.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Thank you, Chad. You guys are so generous.
Thank you. So yeah, Gomer Kyle says, I was trying to say I'm a retard. I know it's dumb, but YouTube is fucking stupid and won't let me put retard in the chat. That is bullshit. Because it's just a word.
God, I hate when they ban words.
Wrong thinking, wrong words. That's offensive to people. Don't
Dude,
you know?
You can't say simp on Twitch. You can't say simp.
Yeah. The funny thing about the word, that word is it was just a technical term. To mean just mentally, because that's what like something can be flame retardant because it doesn't get cat on fire, and it was just a technical term.
Oh, retarded.
No, retarded. No, simp, fuck simps.
No, I think it means like to retard something is to slow it down. So you have
slow
like
it down.
Oh yeah, okay,
That's what I mean.
Retarded. Yeah.
retarded. But that's what it means, and then mentally, and it became a pejorative term, and now they cancel it. But like, if you say they'll just cancel whatever term the idiot used to be a term that was technical, and then it became pejorative. You know what I mean? They'll always come up with a new word. It's
just nannying, because there's no look. I'm sure it's happened, but I don't think anyone who I would say 99% of the people who use the word retard or retarded have never said it, nor would they ever said it, and also would feel bad if they saw it being said to an actual retarded person.
Absolutely. I'd agree.
And that's we're not targeting. Everyone has sympathy for it. It's like, Jesus, it's sad. But when I call, sentient dildo retarded, I'm not like, I'm just saying, he's dumb. Like, why do you have to, this isn't what this is. Like, you just are like, the word. You're just not supposed to say that. I don't know. It's just.
Yeah. And
it's all bullshit.
Not to cut you off, but APM.
Hey.
I don't know how many quid that is, but $27.81.
Fucking
like 20 quid. A little appreciation for Vidge. Oh, and men only sounds good to me. APM is part of the LGBTQ community, and he likes only men. But you know what? He kind of brings up a point. Those are the movies that market the most towards women. If you let Jason Momoa take his shirt off, you'll get a lot of women in the damn theaters.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, probably 20.
It's just so they're so dialed into that propaganda. Like, they really, really think it, and they're just such unpleasant people too. It's just that they're just angry, and you just have to believe it. And it's just so weird when I meet men who are fucking in it, like who think like them, and I'm like, ugh.
Oh, Central Dildo, thank you. He donated a fuck you. Thank you, Central Dildo. I appreciate that. And Sven, the Naked Nordic Ninja says, "Feelings don't care about your facts." That's very true.
It's true. This is true. Oh, APM says, "God, no, he's not LGBT.
LGBTQ, just a gay bloke."
Yeah.
Well, hey, you know what? I don't like the term person of color. So if you don't like LGBTQ, I'll just call you gay. Whatever. You know what I mean? I don't want to, because I get it. It's just like they used to just call people gay, and then they say, "No, you're LGBTQ." It's like, no,
they're part of the community. Because it's just
somebody put that on them, just like the person of color. It's just one day. This is what you say. It's like, well, no, that's not.
Yeah.
For myself, but you use the term propaganda. That's actually the term that this Sue Ellen Browder used.
Oh yeah, let's read this article.
Yeah. She said she wrote fake news before fake news was a thing. Says she prefers not to call it that, not because she's embarrassed to admit that she wrote fake news, although she's not proud. She thinks the term fake news is too vague to understand. Browder, a cosmopolitan writer for 20 years, describes what she wrote as propaganda. The goal to sell women on the idea that sexual liberation is the path to a single woman's personal fulfillment.
Wow.
She says propaganda is very sophisticated. It's half truth, selected truth, and truth out of context.
Tell them, girl.
Yeah, and remember, she's a writer who wrote for Cosmopolitan for 20 years.
Light it up.
It's not just used to sell products. It's also used to sell ideas. Look at her.
That's great. I love it.
And she talks about her feminist thing, she kind of she said she was working at a newspaper, the Daily Breeze, outside of LA, and when she was 5 months pregnant, they said that she had to quit, and then after that she became a feminist, which I think sucks. You know what I mean, having to quit, but they didn't.
That's fucked up. Yeah, you shouldn't be you shouldn't get fired for that. I think they may go a little far with the maternity and paternity leave type shit. I mean, you have to, it's a balance. But getting fired because you're pregnant, that's fucked up. Yeah,
it's fucked up. And that's, some of the things, this wokeness did come from somewhere. You know what I mean? It did come from a lot of bullshit. And this is 69. And you look at it, women couldn't apply for credit in their own name. That sucks. Like, some of this stuff, if this is true,
that's not entirely true, by the way. That I've looked into that because I was like, that can't be. Why the fuck would banks not want money? It was that you couldn't do it if you didn't have your own income. It's like, well, yeah,
that's
like,
right.
Yeah, it's not your money, But that's like, if you're married, it's just like, that's not sexism. You know what I mean? Like, what I was just saying, thinking about that. I'm like, a bank wants less money. They want they're so committed to holding women down, they would actually make less money for their business. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? There is no way that's true. And I looked into it and it wasn't.
Yeah. I'm going to skip some of this because this is a very long article. I don't want to get through all of it.
Right, it is, yeah.
But there's some key parts I want to say. Okay. It says, by planning salacious story about women having extravagant affairs in places such as Cleveland and Des Moines, Browder said the magazine spread its mores throughout the country and throughout the culture, pretending that they were more widespread than they actually were. One of Cosmo's mores was the idea that I don't even know if YouTube will say this word. Let's say smortion, because that's what they said in what was it? Knocked Up. Was a right, a woman's right. Years
rhymes with shmushmorshman.
Was a right years before the Supreme Court ruled it a constitutional protected right. That's a can of worms for another day. And then she says she has this book about how I helped the sexual revolution hijack the women's movement, to the disgust of the many pro-life feminists. And then that's the narrative set. Now, what was the part? I want to get to the part where she talks about how her regret.
But she wrote a book. What was the name of that book one more time?
The book is How I Helped the Sexual Revolution Hijack the Women's Movement.
I kind of want to read that book.
Yeah, would be interesting. Again, I'm trying to find the part where she talks about regret. Okay. I guess 1994 is when her last piece appeared in Cosmopolitan. And she talks about having, I'm skipping through it, but she did talk about having a smortion herself.
I'm like kind of disappointed. I'm just hearing about this woman now. It seems like she's been around for a minute.
Yeah.
Like this article didn't come out the other day. Like she's been doing this for a while.
This is an article I heard about and just hadn't talked about because again, it's a year old when she gave this report or whatever.
Fucking A.
She says,
that's great. I like this. Fucking beast.
Somebody first off calling it propaganda and just talking about like, okay, they did a bunch of different stuff to kind of mix in the sexual revolution with the women's right and just making it seem like, you know, they intentionally gave stories of like sexual escapades in like rural and like Cleveland.
Dude, that's what I was fucking saying on Monday, man. I was saying that shit on fucking Monday about Godfather 2. I was like, there's a whole scene with Kay and him. I'm like, this feels woke. It did, and it really did. And I was like kind of joking, but I was watching it and I'm like, this feels like that. And dude, and I was thinking about it. I was like, we talked with Red Shirt one night, and you know, he was talking about progressivism going back 100 years, and I'm like, you know what? That makes fucking sense.
You might be right, man, because this is from she's started in the late 60s.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not implausible that there were woke ideas and woke things even back then. I think because they weren't the most powerful voices.
Well, apparently that's why the 70s was just so much crime, because it was the same kind of movement. It was the same sort of you know, get rid, like people are just people, man. They just want to be loved, you know, and just like you reduce police and the cities get poor and then the crime explodes. And then you have the 80s where it goes so hard in the other direction. And it's just like this back and forth, you know, like 90s was more woke, 2000s wasn't, 2010s are, you know, it's this back and forth. It's like, it is a culture war that sort of swings, and it's been going on for a while. Fuck, that's wild.
Yeah. One may even say it's evil, just like Snorter Poopus Pew Burr's super chat.
Oh my god, Mark of the Beast.
Mark of the Beast. Number of the Beast is his super chat. So yeah. We didn't say anything about any jazz. We were just talking about Snorter Poopus' super chat, but that's neither here nor there.
Snort up Poopus. What did he say?
He just said number of the Beast. That's all he said.
Oh, that's literally it. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
And woke has been here all along in yins.
It's like that meme with the astronauts in space. He's like, wait, it's all woke? Always has been.
Yeah. Yins think women getting the vote was the start of woke. It's great. Oh man. If I get canceled for yins, I'm telling you it's worth it. I'm like, yes.
Oh, so funny.
And Brightest Day brings up a point. I mean, Q-Bert is indeed a beast. So
that's true.
That's very true. I didn't think of it like that.
That's a good point. Yeah.
There you go. I'm boring, but nevertheless, though. I see. But is Jens Peter secretly Ryan Kennel? I don't know. You repeal the 19. Oh boy. Thanks,
Repeal it. Repeal it.
Send women back to the kitchen.
Barefoot and pregnant, yo, or
barefoot and pregnant. Sorry, isn't the girl? Don't leave, or because even though that might, if you don't leave, you're repressed sexually. Yeah, I know she.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got into the interesting part. There's a few things now. Skip around.
Look at the Wake Down saying this. What he says. Look into the bra burners and whatnot. They were mostly opposed by the majority of women. Women didn't want an extra responsibilities that came with working, paying bills, etc.
So they basically did the same thing they're doing now, where a very small majority speaks for the very small minority speaks for the mass majority, and then shift the culture.
And they're young and dumb. It's the same thing. They're all college kids. It's like, yeah, you don't know anything yet.
Yeah,
you're a baby adult. That's all you are. You've just started life. You think you don't know anything. Everyone does. That's why you shouldn't listen to them, because I was the same way. Everyone's like that when you're 20. You think you know what's going on. You don't.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't think I knew shit. I was scared. I was like, oh my God, I'm about to fuck more things up. I guess it never changed. Jake D says, if a woman is rising up, I got news for y'all. There ain't no woman. It's a man, baby. Yeah. I had to.
That's a man, baby.
Speaking of men, Yen says, I ain't no Ryan as I can grow a full beard. So shots at Ryan.
Ooh, face.
Yen sends shots everywhere.
Taking shots at Ryan Cannell.
Who sometimes he's been in the chat at one of these streams. So if you're here, Yen said that, not me. So yeah. Or grow a beard to prove Yen's wrong. I don't know.
He does have an adorable little baby face.
Yeah. Hey, it works for him. So more from this Browder woman. She says, I don't want to take any more credit than I deserve for all this evil, but I think that I was certainly part of the evil empire, if you will. And what I would like for young women today is to tell them the truth so they can see how my generation got it wrong, why we got it wrong, and how they could do better and how your generation could do better.
Based as fuck.
And then
what is her new message? What does she say? She's like, stop working and go marry rich.
Yeah, it does seem like she's not.
You had it all set up.
She says there's no such thing as pro-life feminism. In fact, pro-life feminism is the authentic feminism of the 21st century. It looks like she regrets just smortion most, but it's yeah.
It's so weird. Like there is just this kind of like, yeah, abortions are so cool. Everyone gets abortions. You're not cool. It's just like, ew.
That's not the right direction. Like
what's going on?
I'm somebody who believes it should be legal, but I don't think it should be encouraged. I've talked, and I don't know if you heard.
We've talked about that too.
Yeah, about how like crazy it is in the Black community. It's frightening how high the rate is. And I'm not a fan of that. You know what I mean? So and there's a balance. There's a balance between people who want like there's such thing called post-term abortions. I don't know. I've heard that term. I'm not sure if it's real. I do so little research. Murder? Yeah, that's what I would call it.
That's just like fantasy. Yeah,
that's what I would call it. And I don't think you should have like, there's some crazy laws that like if you don't get it within 6 weeks of conception, I'm like, okay, there's a balance to be had here. There's a way to do this.
Yeah, there is. My thing on the whole thing is my body, my choice. It's like, okay, cool, totally. But then I cannot be legally responsible for your choice either.
Yeah, that's not fair.
But yeah, like so it's your body, your choice, and I get no say in the matter because I was stupid enough to come in you. I don't think that's very fair.
No, it's not. That's why the family courts. That's why we had people talking about MGTOW in the damn chat.
Yeah, I get it. Scam. Dude, I'm fucking red pilled. Did you see that movie? God damn, that was good.
Yeah.
Did you see that, Vidge?
Which movie?
The Red Pill.
Oh, the Red Pill movie. I have never seen it. I've heard of it.
You gotta watch it.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like, I'm not like one of them. Like, I don't agree because I don't have a problem with gender roles. I think gender roles they should be. Like, it's like, yeah, it is. We have different roles in society. That's fine. It's just, it's like the antidote to all that garbage. It's so enlightening, and it's and it makes a really compelling argument, and I really believe the woman's journey Casey J, I think her name is.
Yeah.
I really believe how she started that documentary as a feminist trying to expose all these misogynists, and then throughout the journey has like real cognitive dissonance about this whole worldview she's had, and then like kind of enlightens herself to a new way of thinking, and she catalogs it throughout the documentary, and people have been like, oh, that wasn't true. I believe it.
I believe it too. I've seen stories on it. I've never actually saw the actual movie itself. Real quick before getting into kind of more the meat of this.
Fucking based.
Islington Girl does not have U.S. Dutch Kitty here to back her up, or more of a kitty. None of the kitties here. So sorry, Islington Girl, you're on your own. At 8 p.m. Is correct. He can bust as much as he like and no babies. So there's the advantage of being gay.
That's true. That's
true. Sinjin Dildo says the antidote to all that is buying Birch Gold for Ben Shapiro. I've been told. I don't think that'll help. So when asked why all this hijacking of the women movement, she says money.
Money.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Why is Cosmo so successful? Because it attracted advertisers. Why did it attract advertisers? Because it worked. When a young woman, an insecure young woman, reads these magazines and thinks she has to have perfume, cosmetics, hair products, beautiful girls, beautiful clothes, singles, travel, and smortions, contraception. When she thinks she has to have all these things, she's gonna spend a lot of money. So that's the whole reason you have your feminism. That's the whole reason. So a bunch of advertisers can sell you shit. You thought you were changing the world. Nope. Somebody wanted to sell you shit and make you insecure.
Whoopsie.
Yeah.
Oopsie daisy. They were just preying on your insecurities. Oh, they don't actually care about you. Oh, you could go back and think for yourself now. Oh, are you too old? Did you blow your chance at happiness because you bought all in this? Oops. Oopsie.
Yeah. This is another quote. She says, they're telling you on one hand, be yourself. And on the other hand, they're saying, you're not good enough the way you are. Buy all this stuff to be beautiful. Why aren't you beautiful the way you are? Oh, here's the perfume. Yeah, you stink too. By the way, your hands don't look nice. Your hair color is wrong. And when you're tired of hearing about that, have some ice cream and a little booze to go on to it. And then you'll be fat. We'll have to put you on a diet. Yeah. This is pretty crazy when you really think about, this is really the chain of marketing they did.
I've always felt that they twist women up with all that shit. Like what was that song by One Direction? It opens up with "You're insecure," and it's like that. A woman is just, especially like a girl, like a young girl, like in like middle school, is gonna hear that and like freak out because like she probably is and doesn't want anyone to know. And then then by the end, it's like, you don't know you're beautiful. It's like that is some emotional manipulation right there.
Yeah.
You know, and I felt like they always fuck with, and like that's the thing though. My antidote to that is like, okay, they have unrealistic beauty standards and they do all this stuff to women. It's like, okay, like then don't fucking read it. Like don't partake in fashion. I don't notice any of this crap. Like, just don't. The whole culture doesn't need to reflect your values just because you don't like it. It's like, I don't like it and I don't do it, and therefore I don't partake in it. That's all there is.
Yeah. To close this out, she says, now on the other side of it, I say we're all liberated. Are we? On one hand, yes, you can go to college, which they couldn't then. You can get a degree, which technically they could then. And we can be doctors, lawyers, engineers. We can do all this stuff, make all this money. But how liberated are we if our girls have that, referring to her iPhone, in their pockets before they can even think? It's a good point there at the end. So,
APM says he worked with One Direction.
Work One Direction, and Harry did your best friend. Did any of them let you smash? Oh no! This is a sad story.
Her life. Yeah,
I'm sorry about that. That's very sad.
That's intense, man.
That's very intense. I shouldn't have made the joke so fast. Never get over that. I'm still mourning. I've had a friend take their life, and it's very, very, very sad.
Robert, that got dark real quick. It did.
It get dark real quick. Yeah,
it did. Yeah, sorry, man. That's
sorry.
Brutal.
I'm sorry to hear that. Seriously, man, because that stuff is very rough. It's very, very rough.
Yeah, that was like the crux of why I was so fucking pissed off at Zack Snyder. Was just like, I thought this mattered more than like your little politics and your little fucking position in Hollywood and your little overlords. You beta male.
Yeah, it didn't. And that was really sad about that. That's why I'm still not like, a lot of people have kind of forgiven him because they like the movie so much. A lot of the Snyder Bros who are still out, they'll never go away. They'll never
Snyder
get rid
Bros
of
are like Raylos, dude. Snyder Bros, they are, man.
They are. I'm not going to show her name, APM, just out of respect. Says that she's a beautiful girl, and I believe you. And I again, we're all sorry to hear that, man. We were kidding about One Direction because we were going to make fun of them because they're fucking One Direction. But that is a very sad story, indeed.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of feel bad talking about it now. It's just, but
Yeah.
Even, the whole point. I think the point still does stand, though, that it's like, yeah, I think women are emotionally manipulated by corporations and media, and I think they have a point, but they're just targeting the wrong. Like now, they're just like all those things are patriarchy. It's like it's bullshit. Like the argument that was made really well in the red pill was just like, if that was the case, why doesn't it benefit most men? If the entire society is set up to benefit men, why doesn't it work out for me? And then the feminist answer is like, well, yeah, patriarchy hurts men too. It's like there is no patriarchy. Yeah. It's not a real thing. It's first of all, even at its best, it's an opinion. There's no proof. It's not like it's a law that you can overcome. It's just your opinion on the nature of the world. But in my opinion, it's not real. It's just, it is what it is. Like the world is the way it is. Like there's not some vast conspiracy that you're going to overthrow by making fucking more superhero movies with girls in it.
And this whole patriarchy thing is like flawed because what they do is they take a few powerful people and extrapolate their power. Like you say, oh, well, look at all the richest people on earth. Jeff Bezos and fucking all these other motherfuckers. Account for them. You'll find that, what is it? I think at 25, the average woman makes more than the average man. A lot of it's because of these woke quotients, because it's easier for them to get jobs out of college because we need to diversity hire. And then all of a sudden you have men that changes as men get older and get more qualified for more jobs. And real quick, just to update, APM said, don't feel bad, guys, go for it. And then Sentient Dildo shares a story about his friend shooting himself. That's also very sad.
Sorry, brother. That's fucking brutal, dude.
Yeah. I've had a friend do that, and actually it was a lot of it had to do with beauty standards, but it was a girl that I used to talk to online, and so it's sad.
That's sad. That's real sad. Yeah, I do think there's a lot of pressure on women. I authentically do, but I'm not the one putting it up.
No, it's the media. It's writers like that, and I don't read that shit. I'm not putting any money in Cosmopolitan. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The antidote. The thing is though that women like are anthropologically more wired towards group acceptance.
Yes.
And it goes back to hunter-gatherer days when the men would hunt and the women would stay in the village, and the community was very important. That's where gossip comes from. That's where all those characteristics come from. And so it's like there is this need, a stronger need amongst women to feel validated by the group and be a part of the group. And so that's, I think, where the frustration with all that stuff comes. They need to change the whole culture to reflect the thing. But that's not the answer. The answer is to be an individual and supersede those feelings of need to belong, because the world's never going to reflect your values perfectly. And if you try to tie your happiness up in that, you're just going to be miserable for your whole life.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are miserable because they look at too much media, and they're mad that their worldview is not reflecting. When honestly, I feel like everybody's worldview, even the wokies, is under some sort of attack because everybody is trying to be pitted against another person.
I agree. I think it's divide and conquer, 100%.
Yes, yeah. We talked about the Red Dawn situation potentially being a real thing as far as China. So real quick, I know it's been close to 2 hours, but I did want to talk about the Levar Burton thing before.
Yeah, okay, yeah, let's do that.
And I'm not going to read this whole because I get that these motherfuckers have word counts and editors, but man, I can't just read all this bullshit. So I'm only going to read the actual quote itself. So I'll just pull it up. He was asked about cancel culture, and he said that's a misnomer. I think we have a consequence culture, and that consequences are finally encompassing everybody in the society, whereas they haven't ever been in this country. And I think everything has to do with a new awareness by people who are simply unaware of the real nature of life in this country for people who have been othered since this nation began. That is his thought. Goodness, man. All these depressing stories. No
what?
Quotes.
Oh, is there just more stuff going on?
Yeah, just a depressing story about. I'm looking at the sidebar.
Oh,
it's depressing.
I don't.
Chat says that you mean like class warfare. Yeah, it's a lot of class warfare, group against group. Good old divide and conquer has worked since the beginning of time. That's what I think all this is.
I agree.
But to LeVar Burton, reading Rainbow Zone. I forgot the damn character he played on Star Trek, and then he was Roots. He was Kunta Kinte, the original.
Yeah, right. Toby.
Yeah, Toby. It's not his name. It's a slave name. And hey, Roots is actually good. You know what I mean? I know that it was made for a different era. I've even heard rumors that it was supposed to be based on a true story, and it wasn't.
It's not. It's not. Yeah. That's not how slavery went. They weren't hunted. They were sold.
Yeah.
It was a slave trade. It was. Yeah, we don't have to get into slavery.
Kente Jordy. Okay, cool. But so I have kind of a nuanced take on this one.
Yeah, okay, I want to hear that.
So I think he doesn't really realize what cancel culture is, and that's because of his specific circumstances. We talked about him being an actor. You've talked about how crazy fucking Hollywood is, how shitty Hollywood is, how shitty the process of getting picked in a movie is. And I can't imagine for a guy who did a lot of work in the 70s and the 80s into the early 90s that he didn't go through a lot of shit in Hollywood. On top of it, he had his daughter who was working with Rooster Teeth, and a lot of that shit was kind of funky what they were doing to not just her, just a lot of people, because a lot of people complained about them. And I think those people ended up getting fired. So from his perspective, at least this is me reading in. I've never met LeVar Burton. He could, if by chance he's watching this because he just Googled shit on YouTube, because some people do that. Some actors Google their names and say, "Oh my God." So if that's I don't know you, but my thoughts are, in your head, you feel like the experiences you may have had in the 70s, 80s, or whatever, going up in Hollywood were unheard, and you just got shit on and had to eat it. And then you see in this generation that what happened with your daughter, which really had a lot to do with Warner just wanting to get rid of the people at Rooster Teeth because they had a lot of shit on them. But you see that and say, oh, well, now people are actually facing their consequences, not realizing that what happened to your daughter is the cancel culture. Because if I remember it correctly, and you guys can correct me in the chat, there were people like for Rooster Teeth that were like attacking her and harassing her, and all they did was kind of joke about it, didn't do anything. And what you need to understand, Mr. Burton, is that harassment and that attacking is cancel culture, and it goes for things that shouldn't have really any consequence in a lot of cases, or if there is consequence, not the consequence of you can never make a living ever again in life. You know what I mean? But I don't think he realizes that. I don't think he understands that. At least that's my thought. I think in his head, he's like, hey, I went through shit and nothing happened. She went through shit and something happened. Therefore, this is better.
Well, I just found a Bounding in a Comics article about this exact situation.
Okay.
So if you want to, read that. Yeah. Before you do, because I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything about her and Rooster Teeth. I don't even really know what Rooster Teeth is. I guess it's like a media outlet, and I think it's just woke shit, as I understand it.
It used to be pretty good as far as gaming, and they had Ruby, which is an anime. They were part of Warner Brothers now, but they were like an independent YouTube and media studio, and then they got bought out by Warner Brothers and kind of have been downhill ever since.
Yeah. But I respect your opinion, and I think it's well thought out. I don't agree though, because the term consequence culture is a talking point that the wokies are pushing back with. Like he didn't coin this. This is something
part of the download. You're saying
people say this. People like, I've heard this. It's not cancel culture. It's consequence culture. This is like their new, meme to try to fight back against the fact that they're silencing anyone they disagree with. So my opinion is that this is just he's in the woke world, a woke bubble or whatever. And then maybe his daughter is informing him on the right opinions, and he's just going out and saying them. I don't think that it might be, partially it could be informed by what you're saying, but I don't think these are his original thoughts. I think he's just saying what he thinks he's supposed to say.
It could be that. Could you scroll down since it's on your thing? I think you got to do the scroll so we can read this Rooster Teeth article. And I actually got to Because I'm blind, it's bad. I have to zoom, so I can't see the chat.
I can read it. I'll read it.
Okay, cool.
I'll just make it easier. Former Rooster Teeth employee Mika Burton explains decision for departure. I assume this is her, right? This has got to be her, right? Levar Burton, Mika Burton. Yeah. I didn't leave because of the community. I left because of the company. This was about a year ago, about 10 months ago, last June.
Yeah.
In the wake of recent protests and renewed discussions of race surrounding the death of George Floyd, actress and former Rooster Teeth employee Mika Burton has revealed that some systemic issues dealing with the topic of racism within the company led to her 2018 departure from the production studio. On June 3rd, Rooster Teeth producer Marie Salcedo prompted a discussion. I don't know. I know it's racist that I mispronounced it, though. Prompted a discussion regarding racism in the company's content by declaring white supremacists and racists had no room in my audience or community. Oh, okay, good. I guess they're all going to be like, oh, really? I can't work here? Gosh, golly. Well, I guess I'll have to leave.
That's
idiots. It's just so this white supremacist, like there's just KKK members everywhere you go, especially in the inner workings of the film community. Shut the fuck up. God, you people are so full of shit.
You know what? I kind of agree with them because all these woke idiots are white supremacists. They think all black people can't read. You know what I mean? We don't have ID. But I know what you're saying in their head.
But not in the way that they mean it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And since your dildo says, Matt, stop white reading.
Stop white
reading. Speaking of, is reading racist? I know math is.
Probably. Sure.
And what is LeVar Burton was on Reading Rainbow? He needs to explain his racism.
Yeah, the Islington girl said she used to read. She said she used to race home to watch Reading Rainbow like a dork, and I used to do the exact same thing. I used to love watching Reading Rainbow.
Reading Rainbow was kind of the shit.
I thought, and it didn't have like the little magical pen, right?
Yeah,
I used to love Reading Rainbow. Yeah,
had an inviting song. It was all inviting.
It was great. It was warm and positive. Okay, Mario Salcedo. It's a dude. Is that who he looks like?
Oof.
Cool. What a fucking tool. In case I haven't been clear, white supremacists have no room in my audience or my community. Racists have no room in my audience. Oh, he says it twice. Ooh, searing take, bro. You're really bringing down the power, man. What a douche. What an utter douche. During the discussion that followed, a fan recalled the absolute shitstorm that Micah faced when she dared speak out about her experiences as a black woman. Do you remember the absolute shit? Okay. As a black, made me fucking ashamed to be a part of this community, but watching everyone come together now eases some of that.
Okay. Well, if you were so mad to be a part of the community, why didn't you say anything until 2 years later and it was politically convenient, Mr. Mario? So, it's a comment.
The comment was a reference to a wave of criticism Mika received for discussing her views on racism, sexism, inequality. Okay, she was probably just saying woke shit on the off-topic podcast. Taking responsibility for their failure, what's his name admitted that the company should have spoken out then. We should have spoken out then. Ugh, what a douche. Okay, I'm not clear on what do you mean a shitstorm? From who? From people within the company or from people on Twitter? It's a big difference. And what did she say? And what kind of shitstorm did they receive? Like, was it just like, I disagree with you, or, real racist shit?
Yeah. See, that much I don't know. And the thing is, I know Rooster Teeth just had a lot of like harassment issues as a company.
Really?
Yeah. And so I kind of chalked it up with this, but I felt like there was something of validity. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
And it says, this admission by Salcedo, let's call him Sal, good old Sally Wally, prompted Burton to join the conversation, revealing that she didn't leave Rooster Teeth because of the community. She left because of the company. I've been very quiet on my experience with Rooster Teeth, but now my vocalization of my regret of lack of support for my ex-coworkers, I can say with, use commas, girl, Jesus. I can say with confidence, I didn't leave because of the community. I left because of the company. All right.
While Burton says Mario is a woman, the pic is not a selfie. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
While Burton did not provide details on the specific offensive events or employees, great. The former Achievement Hunter host noted that the company had made her feel abandoned, blacklisted, ignored, and most of all, not believed. Well, we have to believe all women, so that's the biggest sin. And that their primary concern was their ongoing relationship with her father, Star Trek Next Generation. Okay, LeVar Burton.
Wait, stop. So she's upset that she potentially got a job because her father is LeVar Burton. Because she said that their primary concern was the ongoing relationship with her father. Well, yeah. I mean,
I don't know what to tell you. People are gonna. I mean, you being the daughter of a celebrity has power. Like it's it's just what it like. I don't know. I mean, this whole story sucks.
Yeah, you're really. My take is, I'm starting to feel like walking that whole thing back, like the whole thing.
Yeah, like I think there's probably some of what you're saying is true, but this just sounds like a woke person, like.
And you before you go on, that's almost another issue because they absolutely fucking overblow racism around the corner, and in doing so makes it harder to spot actual racism and to believe actual racism.
Yeah, and the fact that she's not being specific about anything, you're like, maybe they were just like talking. We don't really want to talk politics here as much. Can you just kind of not do that? Or whatever she said on that podcast maybe made the company look bad. And she's like, I really wish you wouldn't. We don't know what the quality of like what the nature of the pushback was. All we have is her word about it.
Yeah.
And without any specific accusations, just that it happened. So we just have to trust her. Take her at her word, and according to the woke rules, you're supposed to. She's a black woman. She's oppressed twice, so it's like, this whole thing is just like it's worthless. It's like, all right, this isn't a story. This is just gossip.
Yeah, real quick, the Wakedown says a couple years back, LeVar Burton crowdfunded $1 million to reboot Reading Rainbow. Holy shit!
Did that ever come to fruition?
Yeah, where the fuck is the Reading Rainbow? If you put $1 million into that shit. Don't let me find out you guys are grifters too. It's not gonna look good.
Yeah,
I don't know. It could be something that's still being produced.
I'm glad the penny has dropped for a lot of them. That is progress, but that does not change. That does not change being abandoned, blacklisted, ignored, and most of all not believe. When is your dad going to hate us now is a bigger concern than my well-being. I knew I had to go. Oh, you poor thing. Golly gosh, must be so hard. Stating that this isn't about me right now, Burton declined to direct the spotlight from the events happening at the national level, linking to a Vox article titled How to Be a Good White Ally, according to activists. That is such a racist title. Maybe the statement will come, maybe it won't. You're teasing us with whether you're going to fucking comment or not. This isn't about me right now. I just couldn't sit by and see myself mentioned constantly without speaking for myself. Take this pain and anger and let's make a change. Let's get active. She also asked her followers to know that no hate be thrown on my behalf and instead get active, providing links to BLM recommended list of actions to take.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So she also supports BLM. So yeah, she's woke. And I think her father is just an extension of that wokeness.
Man, not only that, he raised millions because there was like investors involved too. And I don't see a fucking result. What happened?
So this is something LeVar Burton tweeted about this whole situation right after it happened. This was last year. Yeah. So proud for you speaking your truth, kiddo. I know you've been holding this in for years. As a company at Rooster Teeth, you failed and your right to work in the environment absent blatant racism. Hopefully they will address their toxic company culture. What was blatant about the racism, the alleged racism? You won't even be specific about what happened. How do we know it's blatant racism, LeVar?
Not only that, they grifted people on this fucking Reading Rainbow thing. At least I'm reading this shit right.
Do you want to put that up? Do you want to put that?
Well, it's a couple things. Go ahead and read, and I'll try to.
No, I mean this is pretty much it. Like it's just second in as many days, and internal culture, blah blah blah. I mean, there's nothing here really. Like.
Okay. I guess this is. Yeah, I gotta kind of walk back what I just said. I'm like, I got a nuanced take. He had this thing. I think they're just a bunch of woke grifters, man. That's just kind of what I think. So okay, let me bring this up. There's a few different things. Okay, so this is in 2014. Brought in $5 million for a Kickstarter record from backers. That's incredible. Attracted more than 105,000 backers and will bring a web-based version of the show to 7,500 schools. This is 2014. 5.4 million, 5 times the original goal of 1 million to bring back Reading Rainbow. So it's like, wow, this is crazy. So you look at the Wikipedia and go say what happened. This is Wikipedia's only accurate as the aftermath, 2014 to 2017. May 28th, 2014, LeVar Burton started a Kickstarter to revive the show materials. In under 12 hours, the show reached $1 million goal. Wow, America must be really racist to in 12 hours give $1 million to a beloved show with a black lead.
So racist.
What a racist country.
Horrible.
Jesus.
Oh boy.
The new goal is to create an educational version for scholars to use free of cost in those schools in need. Help get America back to high literacy rates. Oh my God, we have lower literacy rates. That's actually not surprising, unfortunately. Our education system is a joke. They were also going to create a website. Go ahead.
No, I was just laughing.
Yeah. Website to use the system, learning how to read. The following date, they reach $2 million, double their goal. Campaign raised $5.4 million, 70,000 from Seth MacFarlane, and the grand total was $6.4 million. Wow. One of the biggest Kickstarters of all time. Well, at least it's 2015, so that doesn't mean anything. The first product was Skyberry by Reading Rainbow, launched in 2015. It was a web-based subscription service that duplicated the Reading Rainbow app experience, including, in addition, narrating many of the books. So he did do something, I guess. He hosted field trips that connected kids to an experience. There was a Skyberry site launched, and then his company RR Kids launched a new educational campaign in 2017 called Reading Rainbow Skyberry for Kids. But it ended up with a RNED filed a wide-ranging lawsuit against Burton and RR Kids and demanded the company hand over administrative access to other websites and social media accounts. The lawsuit also sought to enjoin Burton from using the Reading Rainbow catchphrase. You can't take my word for it. They settled out of court. The terms are confidential. I guess RR Kids really doesn't exist. It's called LeVar Burton Kids, as I kind of skipped through it. There's a lot of gibberish. And he was allowed to use the catchphrase. Visiting the official Reading Rainbow website provided a page that started recent legal disputes between RNED or WNED and LeVar Burton / RR Kids have been resolved. RR Kids no longer licensed the show Reading Rainbow brand from WNED. And they're working on the next chapter of Reading Rainbow will continue its mission, fostering education for a new generation. And I guess they're starting with a new $200,000 grant, which means that the rest of that money got spent on a few websites that are no longer in existence.
$6 million, and we got a few websites, and then you need another grant a few years later. Look, man, I don't know, but that sounds sketchy to me.
It does seem sketchy.
That sounds
sketchy, man. Sketchy. Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
I don't either, man.
I would have to do more research just in case I said something wrong, but that looks, yeah. And Robert says if you start a GoFundMe called BLM Reading Rainbow, you can raise enough for 10 mansions. You could, if you're Patrice Colors, buy large mansions, says Snow the Poopus. Q Burr. Yeah, just white guilt money. White men's burden be heavy, yo. Such a dildo.
That's fucked up.
He bought a new Malibu home. That's what happened. And apparently I should look up the Huffington Post article about it.
Getting sued over. I think that's what we were just kind of detailing. Yeah. So it almost sounds like he started doing that without like having the rights to the Reading Rainbow.
Yeah. So why would you even do that if you didn't have the rights? Unless that was the point. Let's check out the Huffington Post on Reading Rainbow.
Yeah. Oof, HuffPo. Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes. My favorite picture is like how they preach diversity. Then you see the editing staff and there's zero diversity. It's all just white women.
That's what they mean by diversity. White women.
Yeah, that's what they mean. That's what they mean. And like, token black Asians in like, subordinate positions. Subordinate positions that don't really do much. Mm-hmm. So they can get all their praise. Yep.
So yeah.
White women are a fucking plague.
Oh boy. All right. So let's see with for Generation of Kids. Sorry, Islington girl, we still love you.
I'm just kidding. I love individuals.
Yeah. Where are all the white women at? The hell are you doing? Why are there more white women in my chat? I need to sing like them.
Where are the white women at?
Yeah.
Oh boys, look what I got here.
The movie's so great, even though it's
awesome.
Canceled.
Oh.
Okay, so yeah, I guess Generations Kids Reading Rainbow and his host LeVar Burton have been practically synonymous. Doesn't mean he owns the show concept. And a new lawsuit from a public broadcaster alleges that Burton's recent library or literary ventures have violated intellectual property rights, profiting from the Reading Rainbow brand.
Yeah,
he tried to revive a show which ran from 83 to 2006. I didn't know they ran to 2006.
I didn't know it was that damn long. Wow.
I thought it ended in the 90s sometimes.
Damn.
But yeah, in 2014, launched a Kickstarter to fund a reboot. Debuted a podcast in June. LeVar Burton Reads, which many call Reading Rainbow for adults. Nostalgic fans of the series, Burton's dedication to spreading Reading Rainbow far and wide may be a gift, but WNED, the public broadcaster in Buffalo that co-created the series, has a different perspective. They are embroiled in a legal struggle with RR Kids, Burton's company, since 2016 over distribution and development of Reading Rainbow. In 2011, they signed a deal granting RR Kids the right to distribute episodes on their platform, but tried to sever the contract in 2015, claiming that Burton's company had been violate the agreement by creating the original branded content for their site and attempting to negotiate with Netflix in secret. So wait a second. This motherfucker, wait. So something shady happened.
Something shady happened. I'm like thinking like maybe the whole thing was shady.
That's what it sounds like.
Right? Because if you're launching a podcast, like a Kickstarter, and for something you don't have the rights to, like maybe you need that money fast.
Not only that, remember the Kickstarter, it was supposed to, what does this say in the original article? It was supposed to be like what was the goal? It was for free education, right? You had to reach kids everywhere. What was it? It was for free, something about free. I can't remember it. I saw it.
Yeah, but the idea was to give it to like lesser, like needier schools.
Yeah.
And not cost anything.
But no, he was trying to get a Netflix deal with the old content that he didn't even own. He had a licensing deal and took it too far, it looks like.
Damn, dude. You know what? Okay, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, we're speculating, but
we're not lawyers. We have no
lawyers.
legal knowledge of what the hell happened.
No idea. But shut the fuck up, LeVar Burton.
Yeah.
Consequence culture. Eat a dick, dude. You put your fucking talking points. It is okay. Look, even if you do mean well, you're wrong. It isn't consequence culture. What? Consequence of mob justice? Consequence of disagreeing with the narrative? Not even disagreeing, just not forcibly going along with it like that. That's not consequences. It's consequence of the times. But yeah. I don't need to fucking sound off, but you're wrong, dude. That's a bullshit take. And if you believe that, it's simply because you support the agendas that promote cancel culture. That is the only way you can support what goes on, because it's unethical.
Oh man. So a couple things. One, Islington Girl may have given money to that Kickstarter on pure nostalgia.
That's funny. Oh wow. Yeah. You got had. I'm sorry, Islington Girl. Yeah. They took your money.
Speaking of money, I'm sorry to hear all the sad stories from everybody.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he says, I started a GoFundMe a couple months ago when I lost my job. Almost ended up homeless. Didn't raise a single dollar. I did it all wrong. I see. Oh man, I'm sorry, bro.
Shit, dude. That's brutal.
That is brutal, man. If anyone in this community had an issue like that, man, let me know. We'll do a GoFundMe and we'll
fucking A. I mean, not Sensitive Dildo, but anyone else.
But I mean, we'll do what we can. You know what I mean? There's no guarantees. We're just regular humans. But that's messed up, man.
That's fucked up, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Reading pay me, bro.
And by the way, same goes for me. Like if there's ever that kind of situation, you may promote a GoFundMe, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
That you're gonna end up fucking homeless. Yeah.
Nah, that's not cool. That's not cool. And we know jobs are crazy now. Yeah. And that lawsuit was Levar's consequence culture. Yeah, what's the consequence for you grifting people with this reading rainbow shit, Levar?
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
And
yeah, I don't like the. Oh, sorry. I was going back to like the daughter stuff. I really don't like that vague. Oh, it's racist, and then not being specific, and then we're all just supposed to take your word for it and like assume that you're correct. And the only reason we're doing that is because of like intersectionality, where she is a woman and black, so therefore she is low, and therefore she would never lie about something like this. Like, even though she's born in Hollywood to a very successful actor, she's probably not poor. She probably has not faced oppression. She probably just had a very cushy life, and now it's like, oh, racism, vague racism, not specific racism. It's just like, I'm not
microaggression.
Right. Exactly. It's just, and he goes blatantly racist. And now it's like, oh, it's consequence culture. It's like, no, dude, you guys are wrapped up in this, reshaping of culture agenda. So I'm not buying a single thing you say.
Yeah. I gotta walk back everything I said at the beginning of this segment. Everything. Because I think it's a grift. I think it's a grift. So I wanted to comment on APM changing the subject. Anyone obsessed with one
change?
I love Bowie. It's awesome. Changing the subject. Anyone obsessed with 1/6 scale figures? So I'm not really obsessed with 1/6 scale, but I'm off camera. Hopefully you can see. I am becoming obsessed with these Migos style figures. Hopefully the reflection doesn't show my face. But those guys I'm becoming obsessed with. Actually, I should just kind of blow it up. I like the like figures with the soft stuff. I have a bunch of different ones in the style. I actually don't have any from Migos though, ironically enough. They're not that much more expensive, but so I am an action figure guy. I cannot afford the hot toys, man. That's just beyond my pay grade to just pay $3 to $5 to sometimes more $100 for a very detailed figure. I wish I lived that life. I do not.
Fuck that.
I do not.
$400 for an action figure.
Yeah. And there's statues for like 1,000. They can get up there. Yeah. Oh,
I'm not a big fan. What's up?
I like action figures. Those are cheap. I like keeping it cheap and simple, and I'm a fan of those. Since your dildo's coming for your neck, you want me to read it?
Yeah. What do you say?
He said, I heard girls call having sex with a microaggression, emphasis on micro.
No, they don't, dude. No, they don't, bro. Okay, dude, I fuck so many more chicks than you, bro. Bro, you don't even know. You don't even know, dude.
Yeah,
fuck, man.
The most toxic male episode of the Culture Crime Fighters yet.
We're pre-canceled before we make it.
We're pre-canceled. Yes, yeah. This will be the episode they go back to and cancel everything. So we're pretty much done. I do. If you have one more minute, kind of wanted to talk about this ape versus monster thing, just because it's ridiculous.
Oh yeah. I am looking at these hot toys. They're pretty fucking cool, though. They
are cool.
They're so detailed.
Yes, they look like real. The level of detail. You understand why they cost so much, because that's a level of detail that you're not going to get in a $10 figure.
Dude, they have a Captain Marvel one. Like, do you think anyone bought that?
I can't imagine that so much. Maybe some male feminists.
I'd love to meet the fucking dude who proudly displays his Captain Marvel hot toy. Fucking dork.
He's probably a male feminist with mental issues. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So
anyway.
Oh man. Ascension dildo.
Culture crime concubines. Are you calling us prostitutes, you little bitch?
Yes.
You know what? Come at me, you little Croatian son of a something, huh? Fucking we'll go throw some hands, bro. Throw some hands.
Yeah. And 24/7 might get a Shazam version of Captain Marvel. We're talking Brie Larson, like the Brie Larson. They have that. Hopefully sharing this right. I think I am. So you guys all saw, or maybe you didn't see, Godzilla versus Kong. You didn't?
I didn't care. I don't know, whatever.
Well, maybe you'll like Ape versus Monsters, a totally different movie that has nothing to do with the other. At least, actually, it has everything to do with this.
Crash line, 15 seconds.
I see it.
Do you hear that? Holy hell.
He is 5 meters.
Oh, that was not a good effect. That was not. That was an ape suit you buy at Party City, man. That was brutal.
The effects are not going to get better.
We've just had a report of an unidentified light patterns moving really fast east.
Eric Roberts.
Eric Roberts?
Yes. He does everything, dude.
Abraham's
Where are the targets currently?
I auditioned for this. Oh, yeah. I'll say.
Like Gila.
Oh, wait. What'd you say? You say he's for everything?
He does. I auditioned for this terrible movie years back by this guy who's kind of notorious for like hiring just like male model-y looking dudes, you know, like he's just really, you know, he's really into it. And I was like, and it was terrible. The script was terrible. It was like $125 a day. It wasn't even good pay. And I didn't get it. And I was like, that was a relief. And I found out that fucking Eric Roberts did that movie. I'm like, ew, why are you in that, dude? What are you doing? So Eric Roberts will do anything.
His sister's Julia Roberts, right?
Yeah. And he was a star first.
Yeah. He was a star first. You're telling me he's that broke?
No, I just think he's just got low standards. I don't know. I mean, who knows? I don't know.
Yeah,
he's a good actor too. He's not like a ham. I think Eric Roberts is a good actor. Like, I met him one time. That guy radiates star energy. I have no idea why he would be in this piece of shit.
No, maybe he's not woke, and that's what's killing him. I mean, who knows?
Could be. Fucking based ass Eric Roberts.
Yeah, but I gotta get the. Oh, it's not King Kong shot. I want to get that again if I can.
Abraham's escaped.
Pause.
Where are the targets currently?
Washington D.C. Abraham's
Oh,
Down.
You have big problem. Secure the area.
There you go.
Oof.
Don't you love that? Not King Kong, King Kong. Isn't that the best CGI you ever seen?
I have to say, for something that's like must be low budget, it doesn't look that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, is this as bad as maybe like a Sharknado? Like it's on the same level?
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking of Sharknado.
Yeah, this is one of those Sci-Fi Channel movies, right? Siffy, like the bad
Basically.
ones.
I think it's made by the company's called Asylum. But yeah. Robert Trelly voice. If you wanted to see Godzilla versus Kong, this isn't it.
This isn't it. Go see a good movie.
And Jen's never missing a beat. It looks bad. They got women in the lead. It's not going to be a classic. Thank you, Jens.
What is this? It's what ape
versus monster.
I love how simple that is. I auditioned for one of those stupid movies too. Like it was, you know, like Sea Monster or whatever. But they're great because they're actually fun. Like playing those is really fun because like it's
you can't.
There's like no pressure. Yeah, like it's just have fun.
Yeah. And let's I'll finish out the trailer and kind of give my thoughts.
Okay. Yeah.
Abraham's escaped.
Where are the targets currently headed?
Washington, D.C.
Like Gila. It's about to emerge.
Abraham!
What the fuck? That looks so bad.
I know it.
This is war, gentlemen. Intergalactic combat.
That guy's really trying. Good for him. Good for you, young man. You gave it a shot. Just monster.
Yes. There you go.
Not even lizard, dude. That looked like a PS2 cutscene.
Isn't there some perverse? Like, is it me or is there like a perverse interest in this?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and I feel like that's like here's a direction when we talk about independent Hollywood that we can get in space. I think there's tons of shitty. We know we're low budget. We know this movie is shitty, but it's tons of fun. Yeah, Sharknado levels of bad. Made by clowns in basement films. Oh my god, a giant monkey is climbing the national penis. Talking about the Washington Monument. It is a phallus. I think it looks terrible, but I still kind of want to see it when it comes out because it looks.
I'm just sort of curious about because you said Asylum Films. I'm like, I feel like I've heard of that before.
I think they've done others. They may have even done Sharknado. I feel like they've done other stuff in this vein.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if I know these people.
Yeah. Did you?
I'm like looking it up on IMDb. I might have. I mean, I had a lot of auditions, not a lot of wins, but a lot of auditions. I mean, this guy, the writer. This is his only IMDb credit.
Awesome.
He might not even be a real person. It says George Michael Phillips. I mean, he might not be real. The director's name is Daniel Lusko.
Okay.
I don't know. He's
man.
I've never heard of anything he's done. It all looks bad.
Yeah,
I don't know. Okay.
It looks terrible, but I mean, there's a fascination with something made that terribly. And that, like,
you know what would be fun to do with that? It would be, remember what Paulie was talking about last night with like members watch along?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be sick to like just get everyone like in a Zoom room and like watch that with everyone and make jokes and shit? Like that would be fucking fun. I might have to actually look at Sentient Dildo, which I wouldn't want to do, but you know.
Yeah.
Other than that, it might work out.
Yeah. And speaking of
Jesus, AMP.
He said, "Stupid humans. That's a monument to my greatness." And yeah, a friend of mine, Kelly Bricks, got killed in that movie. Terrible. Oh my god! Like,
which
you
one?
mean like literally?
Jesus. Like, oh, are you saying
within the movie they died? Please be within the movie. Oh yes.
It says she's alive. No, wait,
Okay.
wait, what? What did he say? Yes, what? Yes, she got killed in the movie. I think I googled a person named Kelly Brook. Yeah, and she's still alive. So
okay, goodness gracious, we need less tragedy.
I know, Jesus, APM. We're like, oh no,
can't deal with it anymore.
She's fucking hot. She's your friend. Damn,
he's sexy. A gay British dude. No, in the film. Thank God. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Well, I mean, he's a gay British dude involved with the entertainment industry because he was doing stuff for One Direction. I'm sure he knows a ton of hot women.
Yeah, it's true. Probably does.
Not the stereotype, but
just to use
the odds are.
Clues. Yeah. She's fucking stacked. Holy shit. Oh my god, she's wow, wild.
Well, you know what? We've been toxically male. I'm about to pull up Kelly Brook now.
Damn.
To end the pocket, we need some positivity.
Yeah, some big fat 2 doses of positivity.
Jesus Christ, is this her?
I guess so.
Hold on. Okay, is this the girl?
Yeah, I guess so. Like that's right.
APM, is this the girl? Because I mean, man, I know she's in Britain. I don't know if she's willing to doing the long distance thing. You know what I'm saying?
She might need a little vigilante in her life.
She might need a vigilante if she's looking to increase the diversity in her life.
Do it for black people.
Do it for black people. Don't be a bigot. Slide in the DMs.
Whoa,
like APM. Yes, like you seen her entirely naked. Yeah.
Lucky you.
So APM. Yeah, man. Just thicker.
Yeah,
she's stacked.
Than a Snicker.
Yeah, she is. And here's another picture where you can see her even.
It looks like she used to date Jason Statham.
Oh man.
Good, very good taste there, Jay.
Yeah. She doesn't care if I'm in the room when she changes. Well, let her know. You know what? I got a friend for you.
Yeah,
I got a friend for you. He's a bit weird, but I think you'll appreciate him.
Look, he's a crime fighter. Okay,
crime fighter.
You know,
I'm not in the shape that Jason Statham is. I'll be honest.
Damn. APM, this chick is gorgeous. Yeah. Wow. Thank you for telling me about Kelly Brook. Holy heaven.
The world. We ended on a positive note after all the tragedy. We could just gawk at a pretty girl and everything's just a little bit better.
Yeah. All right. Well, do we call it a night?
Yeah. We've gone
the show.
Almost 2 hours, 40 minutes. Pretty good show. Really fun show. The chat, you guys were awesome.
Hell yeah. And generous.
Giving us the sauce.
Oh, I like that he's letting us perv on his friend there.
Yeah. I'm not gonna look.
I gotta leave.
Yeah. I'm not doing anything off camera.
Yeah, my camera's on. My hands are both right
here. Yeah.
Robert says she can't die from drowning in the movie with those flotation devices.
That's not happening at all.
No. Well, so, it was great to see everybody.
It was great to see everyone. Yeah, just another red shirt. I'll be in my bomb. She's beautiful, man. Jesus Christ. Like that's why MGTOW can never work realistically. There are girls that are just too hot. Like, nah, I'm gonna try.
Yeah, I still have biology.
Yeah. And I won't to your private chat, which I'm good at doing, but I won't.
Yeah.
I already got it queued up.
Nice.
But anything to say before we head out of here?
No, just thanks for chilling. This was a really good show. It was really fun. Everyone was hanging out the whole time. Fucking Snorter Poopus, Newbon Turk, Just Another Red Shirt, Gomer Kyle, The Wake Down, Robert, APM, Ascension Dildo, just Jen's baby. Dude, you're fucking wild, man. You're fucking beast. Snorter Poopus, Darius Munchausen. It's great to see everybody. And you guys were so generous. That was awesome tonight.
Yeah,
way to show the love for the vigilante.
Man, I can appreciate that. I know MGTOW doesn't mean celibate, but bro, you're not just gonna say, "Oh yeah," just no. You're gonna go for as far as you can.
Doesn't it mean that? I thought it meant that.
MGTOW, you can be MGTOW and just like, oh, I'm a player type, and I just don't do relationships. And just I'm not doing relationships.
Sounds gay. I don't know.
But like I mean, listen, I'm for people like getting yourself situated financially, mentally, focused on other things outside of women for a period of time. Technically, that's what I'm doing.
You should do that, by the way. You shouldn't focus on that shit all the time. You should give yourself time to improve yourself and focus on yourself. Yeah, you can't be because women, it costs money and energy, and
absolutely.
You know, I don't know about you guys, but I happen to have a finite reserve of both.
Exactly.
You know.
And that's the thing, Robert. Like, that's what I mean. Yeah, I'd put a ring on her. That's the thing. Like, it's not like if you're dating her, you're not just going to say, oh, you know what? You're hot. You're sweet. You're everything. We've been going for a year, but I'm MGTOW, so go fuck up. No, you're not. It's not going to happen. Not with most people. That's just that's the reality. You know what I mean?
I do understand it, though. I mean, like there's something wrong with the dynamic between men and women right now, and it's just it's kind of busted. So I can understand and respect people who are just resistant to like the whole idea of it. But I think you just got to persevere, man. And you just got to find a based ass chick to just find, find women who aren't full of shit. They exist, man. There's some cool chicks who are just down, and they're real and they don't get tricked by the nonsense and they're just normal people. Like, I don't know. I live a pretty social life because of my job. You know what I mean? I'm always meeting people. So it's a little easier for me to like get that impression that there are normal people out there. But
and I think the real issue, the one thing that they have is that the marriage laws and the family court laws are complete bullshit. They are. And that's where I feel 100% for them. And I listen, I get a lot of it too. I think that it just gets extreme. It can get extreme. So yeah,
it's great. Yeah. Anyway, it was great seeing everybody.
It was. Did you want to say the little speech outro before I play the extra outro?
I wanted to let everybody know. This is Culture Crime Fighters. We are a culture crimes task force so powerful, so far-reaching, not even the most dastardly of villains can escape. Our goal is to identify and defeat all culture criminals wherever they lurk and destroy them. For too long have these cretins carried out their nefarious deeds, and we will sit for it no longer. Beware. You may commit your culture crimes, but if you do, justice will be served at the hands of the Culture Crime Fighters.
All right. Peace, everybody. Enjoy the intro / outro that I'm finally playing. Peace. Woo.